last one for a long time. Well, live, I mean. Hello, everybody. Welcome to, as I was saying to them, normally the lives don't start right when it says it starts, but this may be the last one for a long time, live-wise. We're switching to recording and editing, and it'll be easier on us as parents and people who work several jobs. Alright, so I'm just pulling everything up now. Okay. Last time we had
Can we test the sound?
Yes. Did you just check that? Did it sound okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so last time
That's good.
we did some crazy stuff. Involved the
right.
catapult, featherfall, and a whole lot of luck. You guys rolled natural 20s left and right. Thank you for joining, by the way. Those are hopping on right now. So this is going to be the finale of a very long-running season, I should say. Roughly 54 hours of total playtime. That's pretty close to accurate. I counted most of it and then gave up, and then just kind of rough estimated the rest. But yeah, that's a lot of hours playing a game. It's 2 days and a little. So thank you for those that have watched the entire time. There's a few I know that have, so
I
thank
can't
you.
believe that it's gone that long.
And we have a baby who, and this is why we're switching to recording, because with babies that just pop up left and right, it's a little.
Trying to get rid of those things so cute.
Yeah. Oh no, we're good. We're gonna be starting in just a second, so there's a few people hopping on. Wing wing. Hello, Bruce. How you doing? How's things over in Edel's Rhoda? Are you up to your neck in blight? Because you should be. They keep coming. They keep coming and coming. Yeah. Those that don't know, Bruce here joined on last second when we were in the battle, and he's like, "Hey, I'll be an NPC because I asked," and he was, and he did wonders in the battle, and now he's basically like a lord of that not so great swampland. It's all right though. It's a little abandoned, slightly getting rebuilt, so I imagine it's doing okay. Anyway, so quick recap. Those that are going to be jumping on this episode, because a lot of people said they'd be watching the final, and I don't blame you. It's going to be good. So the whole thing of it is that it's been just a whole rundown to assassinate this brotherhood, and they have. They've got everyone but 3 people. So one of the three is she's going to be joining us. One of the 3 is one of our party members, and we found that out 2 episodes ago, and we dealt with the consequences. They decided to keep him alive, Odeon, and he's been in the party just kind of in his Yanti pureblood form, so he's kind of got a little bit of a like snake complexion, a little bit, eyes and everything, but yeah, they don't trust him, but they're keeping him, and he made promises not to do anything too crazy, and he threatened him if he did anything that he'd just kill him right out. But now they catapulted themselves into the city, inner city, because the city had already been taken.
Yeah.
The outer city had already been taken, but the inner city is surrounded by a river that goes naturally around it, and so it's just pyramids and nice little fancy palaces and everything. It was complete lockdown, and there were archers surrounding the entire thing, just shooting all the people trying to cross the river. So they decided, rather than try to cross the river, they would go over the river, and so they catapulted themselves over to it. And I'm beholding the baby girl.
No, it's okay. I got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, well, when you get tired or she wants to switch, I got her.
She got mad when I brought her back into the room.
She's
She's like, no, I want to play.
I want
Dad
to
said
play.
It's the last
It's
one.
the last one. She wants to be part of it, so we're just gonna do it that way. Okay, dokie. Right.
Just, in a way, it wouldn't seem right. Not have her a part of it.
That's true. All right. Anyway, are we ready? Looking up some spells. or-
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the last thing that happened, we
Signals.
signaled with our little wand thing, and we got a little signal back saying that they're on their way. So a barge is currently flying down the river, full of their most elite guards. Now the barge can hold up to about 50 to 75 people, depends on how they pack it. So you know that there's a full platoon of people on their way to mess things up. The archers are busy at the moment. They're trying to do distractions across the river, but now you're. It's still nighttime. Hi, welcome. What are you doing? She's like, Dad, how dare you start without me?
That look was so
gave,
like.
she gave me like this accusatory look, like, what are you doing? How dare you? Oh, I love her. Anyway, so now we are standing at the banks of the river, watching as this barge is on its way over to us. And Bruce is giving us an update on the city. He says, with the walls, we're doing well, but we more or less have an army of civilians fighting an endless horde of them. We make do, but it is not sustainable. Apparently the Blight are taking over.
They're taking over. Okay.
Oh no.
That's accurate to the previous campaign that this is based off of. So you might want to get out, Bruce, or become one of them. Assimilate. You know, it's up to you. Because I mean, really, it's up to you. Because you will be in the next story down the line once we're out of a different world that we're going to be doing for a while. Anyway, so the barge is getting closer, but it's going to be another like 10 minutes. Once they arrive, they're going to spread out and start taking out the archers so the rest of the barges can come across into different locations. So once they take the shoreline, they're probably going to be pushing in. That was their plan in the tents. So what are you doing? As long as we have whiskey and wine, we'll hold a fight. Good on you, Bruce. Can't wait to hear more.
Okay, so we signaled they're on their way. So because it wasn't a light. It was just right.
No, it wasn't a light. It was just a silent little, like a little,
Okay.
like a nudge.
So I kind of want to see if there's anyone around us. Because I know we
Right,
cleared
you
off.
cleared this
but-
area.
But
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that there's like no one coming or.
Okay. So roll perception on where you're at right now. First roll tonight. Nice.
16 plus 5, so
Yeah.
21.
Okay, so you definitely see that there is no one that is aware of the situation. You guys handled that really quietly and really quickly. You guys, one of the best things that happened, you decapitated a person with a person.
Oh,
That's right. Yeah.
So there were no
Oh, and
survivors,
then my
and it was
Grey
really
Render,
quick.
Tim, he
Yeah,
took out a couple.
Tim, I love that we just like half jokingly said Tim, and it's just Tim.
Well, I can't think of anything else.
It's good. So you guys murdered them really quickly.
Murdered.
It was almost like murder. It was very quick. It just
It's war.
yeah.
There's no murder in war.
So they
He's just staring
killed
at
them
me.
in battle, mostly from silence. And then they now, you don't see anyone. And the other archers and other mages and other people that are along the shore, a little bit further out to the next outposts, because they're holding the streets that head down to the docks in each area. And this whole area is just perfectly clear. She's just staring at. She's a little upset with you too. She's like, I thought better of you. I thought you would at least wake me.
She's like, and you haven't even apologized yet.
Sorry.
She starts to cry.
She's like, I don't believe you. I don't think you're sincere.
No.
All right. So she doesn't see anybody. It looks totally clear, and the people in the other stations are still just either sleeping, a couple on guard, but they don't see what's coming.
Here. All right. So, are we just waiting for them? Or are we
It's up to you
going to
guys.
continue clearing out areas? We want to probably head to the Brotherhood, find that guy, right? There's only one left.
Yeah, well, and Amon.
Okay, so there's two left.
Yes.
So
We don't know
say
where they
yeah,
are.
and
Well,
there's
yeah.
two.
I mean, there's yeah. it's
Right, because we killed 2 people but only broke 1 stone. Back
Because
in the
Odeon's
Medusa
fault.
place.
Well, and then Odeon, when you released him,
Right.
it broke when you basically set him free. So, yeah, so there's only 2 left because you killed Shadia and you killed Hakor and you killed Ammonius.
I want all the things that
It's
you
just the
can't
way
have.
she just wants all the things.
Here, have this.
Anyway, there's little ponies and stuff over here. She has to...
I'll get her a little one.
Alright.
That one's too big. Get her the little mermaid one.
Alright, here we go.
These were my ponies when I was little.
Are they?
80s ponies.
No, 90s.
80s, 90s.
You forget that your wife's 10 years older than you.
No.
Spoiler, I'm not.
Alright.
Anyways.
No, so, yeah, there's just 2 real members left of the Brotherhood. Because one has
Let's-
given up that.
Let's find them
Okay.
and pull their rectums
Do we know where they
out.
would be?
I hope not.
What?
Oddly
I missed
specific.
that. I don't think I want to hear it.
Don't worry, you can replay it. Forever. Alright, so...
Forever.
Yeah, no, you said you want to head into the city?
Is that where we think they are?
Well, there's a royal palace. It's very obvious because it's the largest one. It's a temple itself, but it's shaped differently and it looks a little less. It's more on the ornate side. The other ones are just structures.
And that's where we know we'll be? Let's ask Odeon. Is he there with us?
Hmm?
Where would they be?
Odeon says, "Well, my best guess would be in one of the temples, if not the royal palace. But we better hurry before this whole place breaks out and fighting, because once they reach the shore, they're not going to be as quiet as we are. Unless we want to get caught up in the battle, wait for them, and we all close in together. That's an option as well."
No, I'd rather us just go in on it. I don't want to wait for them. They'll take too long. And then that gives them a chance to get away,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Gives them a chance to run.
Because we know they're cowards.
Yeah, at least the one.
You do see the barge getting closer. They are. You can actually see like the faint glimmer on their armor in the moonlight.
All right,
These are soldiers approaching
Yeah,
in a barge.
The knights.
we're supposed to be
Yeah.
like the best.
They are the best. Oh.
And they're
Sorry, technical problems. My book attacked the mic.
Is it still working?
Yes. It should be. It's test. Hello.
test.
Yep, it's working just fine. Hi, everyone. We're switching to recorded. Anyways, so here's what happens. You start to walk towards the temple area. You're passing pools of blood that you had caused, and you hear when the knights land, just heavy footfall of soldiers in heavy plate armor. Landing, people starting to bark orders to go left, some to go right. You do hear a couple of Yuan-Ti lookouts getting killed, and at that point you start to move a little bit faster towards the center as you hear the fighting break out. There's little flares that are being set up by wizards to let people know which part of the land has been breached, and I'm gonna have you roll. Wait. Tell me how you're going to the palace area.
That was very good picking up.
Like what order you're going in. Are you going on rooftops? Are you going streetwise? Are you going through houses? Are you going through alleys? Kind of tell me
Probably,
how you're headed to
we would
this.
probably just be going down the street, huh?
To
Because
be
we had
for
been doing
speed,
that
yeah.
before.
But we are still wearing our Pawaflis from when we jumped.
Okay, so in that case, if you're
Not
sneaking,
everyone's wearing a Pawafi.
That's true.
What's his name? So, the one guy.
Salik?
Salik, and then of course we have the gray render. That's huge. And George.
yeah, he's like the size of a Great Dane at the moment. So she's just trying to kill your sheet.
I thought it was a.
Yeah. I just read her mind. She didn't know, so I didn't
Yeah.
know. But I got what she's saying. Yep, one of those dogs. The big ones.
Yeah.
The Saint Bernard.
Attack on Guidebook. A Saint Bernard, yeah, it's about that size.
Great
Maybe a
Danes
little
are-
bit bigger.
Yeah, Great Danes are about that size.
Okay, just not as husky.
Right.
And that's just not what he said before. So, in my mind, it was like, no, that's wrong.
Although if you shaved a Saint Bernard, I'm just kidding. All right, so the Yuan-Ti are outmatched. You can hear them getting just destroyed. The bulk of their army was on the walls and the outer city to defend, because why would the bulk of their army be on the island? Much of which has been cut down. Some retreated across and were protected, but it's not much of a fight. You can see already, just because it's starting to slope up, you can see where the fires are beginning. You see random shots of energy, lightning blasts, acid blasts, frost. I mean, just fire. Things being launched by their side and the other side. Many soldiers are starting to run past you as you are moving. I need you to roll stealth, everyone.
But we're wearing Pawaflis, so...
Yes, it's advantage.
Oh, good. That's much better.
Okay, you'll be
Okay.
happy to know that your two compatriots are fine. They're being very stealthy. Not as stealthy as you, because you can almost just stand up just like in a street. And
I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9? With your advantage? Okay.
The first one was a 1.
Oh, well, it's a good thing you have advantage. You're like, hello, this Pawad is amazing.
23.
So, you'll have... Well, the good news is, it's a group check.
There you go.
Do we need to roll for George and
Because that's how I do
and
those.
Tim?
Huh? Oh, George and Tim. I
You
forgot
want
George
me?
and Tim.
I'll roll for
You
Tim.
roll for Tim.
He rolls for George.
Remember,
I'm rolling pretty low
Oh.
tonight.
Natural 20.
Oh, good, because he didn't roll
9.
great. All right,
Good job, Tim.
So George gets on
Save
Tim.
this all, yeah.
He's riding Tim. He kind of blends in with the tree. People run by and they're just like,
Stop trying to
okay,
get
you know, just like we got to deal with this.
It's a tumbleweed.
Yeah, there's just some kind of walking tree creature, not really doing anything or causing any havoc, just kind of moving. I see it, but it's not.
That's weird, whatever.
They're like, there's an army that just landed. We're all dead. So tree person.
You know, I realize how long we've been doing this because we've been doing this since she was just this tiny little baby.
Mhm.
And now she's sitting up.
That's true. Everyone can watch the progression through the videos,
Mhm.
and as we stay the same, just get
Yes.
tired, more tired, more tired, and
Bigger,
less cohesive.
bigger bags
Stop
under our
trying to
eyes.
stop trying to get the dice.
more like we got more and more drunk every time.
By the end of it, we're just
Oh.
we're all playing with our heads down, putting the mic to each of us.
I'm rolling the dice.
All right, so you do well enough for this section of the city.
We don't need
thanks.
those.
Three.
However, it takes you a while because you're sneaking. So by the time you get up to the city, you see other barges. You're getting up further. It's, by the way, it is a hill. I don't know if I've said that before.
No.
It is quite a large hill with various levels of temples. It's quite large. It's taking you quite a while to get to where you're going, especially walking up this big hill. But you see below you different barges landing now because the archers and people start focusing in. Everyone started moving at that exact moment, surrounding every side. So you see barges on every side, about like 6 or 7 each side, moving in. So you can imagine by morning it should be done, which is great. There is that trepidation of what's going to happen to us, though. You know, as you're headed up towards this palace. There is a contingent of soldiers making their way up the hill, your side.
Okay.
They're moving really quickly. But they're not as heavily plated. They look like to be they're called shocked force. It's basically they move in quick to stop enemies from doing some countermeasure. It's a military tactic. So they're running up the hill as fast as they can, headed to the palace. Do you let yourselves be known to them? Because as far as they know, they're just running. They're not looking for anyone else.
No, I don't. I just think we.
Okay.
Wait. Sorry, say that again.
There's a group of soldiers that are like leather armored. They're not like plate like you saw.
On our
guys.
side?
Our guys.
No.
They're like they look like mercenaries that were hired for this. They've got like bandanas. They've got like this little like this aura about them. They're not like dressed like Jabarian knights. They're dressed like a ragtag team of
Rambo
killers. Yeah, like they kill. That's what they do. You know. So they're.
What, are they?
Think of like the
what is-
Myrmidons with Achilles. That's kind of how they are. They're part of the army, but they're not part of the army.
But they're doing what they're supposed to.
Oh
be
yeah,
doing.
they're running up to the palace to ransack, loot, kill, whatever they find up there. Their job is to stop other like army placement movement, like getting in a secure position. They want to get to the secure positions first.
Yeah.
I think we shouldn't let them see us. I just think that we
Okay.
should just.
So about 40,
don't want anyone getting
about 40, 50 of them pass you, running really quickly up the hill. I mean, you hear them panting, but they seem like they're totally in shape for this. They're just running up the hill. They get to the top of the hill before you, not by much, and the moonlight's like hitting it just right, where you can see they've now met with a small force of soldiers that are at the top. There's a camp that has been probably wasn't there before.
So the royal palace. That's where we're heading, and it's right there on the top.
You've passed little like
Do they
sections
have it,
where you
like,
can go
do they
down
have, like,
to
a king
temples
or something.
There is a king, yes, and he's totally separate from this whole thing. He's a part of it because he's, this empire is renowned for being lavish, slave people, and horrible all around. So, I mean, if he dies in the battle, which I'm actually literally going to roll for him and his sons, so we'll see what they end up doing in this battle. But as far as what happens afterwards, we'll see. But yeah, there's a king. There's a king. But most people don't know about the Brotherhood. It's just the Yuan-Ti are kind of a myth, even among the people. You found that out in El Jadra. Most of the people were like, no one knew about snake people. They just, it's like a little cult that had been.
So they're not all.
Not every person. No, most of the people are just normal people.
Oh.
They're just the empire. And there's a
Oh, because
little
you've been
group.
calling the soldiers Yuan-Ti.
It's because most of them are.
Oh, okay.
The elite soldiers, yeah. Those ones definitely are. Alright, so you get to the top, as I was saying, they reach a camp that had been definitely set up after or during the battle to like, okay, if they make it to this point, we have a group. They're fighting that group. They seem outnumbered, but they're handling themselves not great. It's about even, the fighting. It's not like one side is winning. It's just death on both sides. Alright, so there is like a hedge that heads around the whole thing. And also like a stone wall that's been set up around the palace. There is this one gated area that they're fighting at, trying to get their way in. Spears being thrown over the top. People shooting arrows from the tops of the towers, being shot down from the towers. I mean, it's quite a little skirmish going on. It's almost like you want to watch it because it's really cool, but you've got to get in there somehow, and doesn't seem like the way to go.
Okay, so
unless you
want
to join in the fighting,
if
which
there's like
totally up to you
another
guys.
alternate way of getting in, like past this, around this area,
Okay.
so that like we don't get drawn into the battle, and we can.
Okay. You would have a better chance of remembering as you dealt with building palaces. But you weren't like building a palace, but it was already built. But you'd worked a lot of time in there, like structures.
Sure.
Cry would know more because he had to do
And
painting.
you just had to bring up his.
I know, yeah, and I'm really bad at doing that. Sparta type leadership, yeah, absolutely. All right, so
So you want me to roll?
yeah, I
history?
would say roll history
Advantage.
You actually do because of your
Okay.
your class.
What is up with that? Yeah. No.
No, you don't remember?
No.
Okay, so that's fine. Luckily, Odeon lived here.
I've rolled 2 ones tonight, guys. It's not
That's-
gonna be a good
hey,
night.
As long as those are your only ones, you might survive this. All right, so
But
you.
Tim rolled a natural 20.
Tim is going to save the day. Tim and George, watch.
Tim.
Watch. It'll be like you guys are all
Tim.
unconscious. Tim and George and Kalali are like the only ones left.
They're gonna carry on the
Just
story.
me playing against myself. Yay. It'll happen. All right. So, Odeon speaks up and says, "Well, there is a way, but the problem is this was the area I was going to take you in to like deliver you to Kafra, which I don't want to do, and you'd kill me if I did. But it is a tunnel, and it leads right to the throne room. I don't know if that's where he'll be, but it's a good place to start.
Are they expecting us right now, or no?
They're definitely expecting anything. I mean, they've been totally outmatched, and this is something they've never had before. But countermeasures, I'm sure, are put in place. Traps. If they know anything about me, then the tunnel may be a death trap itself. He's speaking as honest as he can.
I throw back a couple of swigs of the heavy liquor that I have on my belt.
That's
And-
good because you actually needed to drink. I was gonna have you roll for it in a minute.
And I say, well,
Those that don't know, he has to drink to stay sane.
yeah. And I say, what the hell? Let's just do it. Let's just go.
For the tunnels?
Yeah.
Can George and Tim fit in them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do it.
They're about as large, a little bit larger than we are. So I mean, they're small tunnels, but George can fit, Tim can fit. Just
Going to town.
It's keeping her busy, guys.
that's good. All right. So
Just
he
wood.
says it's down to the side. So he backtracks a little bit, and there's an alley. There's a small symbol that he shows you. He says, in case something ever happens to me, if you see this symbol, and it's like a circle with a dot, and then it's got a line through it.
Uh-huh.
But the dot's bigger, so I mean it doesn't just block out.
Right.
He says if you see that, it means that there's a door. There's a door nearby. He said so if something ever happens to me, or something I get killed, if there's a trap that murders me, I don't know what we're gonna find. That always means there's a secret. So he, it's very hidden though. It's like in dust. You can't even tell it's there. So he walks over and he puts his hand on it, and it just starts to move. It's almost like it wasn't there at all. It's like an illusory wall. So he kind of like walks into it. You just see him just like walk into like a thick wall. It's actually not there.
I follow him.
So it's Odeon, then you. Do you want George to follow next, or
Sure.
you want him to be close to you just so we can kind of like make it easier?
Sure.
Okay.
And me and Tim are gonna.
And you can always send them as fodder. Be like, go check for traps,
Right. Right.
Just have them run through.
It's like what was that biker game where you send the bunnies off in the field and they blow up?
I know what you're talking about. Oh, that was sick. Anyway.
Me and Tim are gonna bring up the rear.
Okay, and Kalali's following you. She's gonna be kind of like your like side person that's gonna hang out with you.
Full
I
throttle.
knew she would.
Your side. Anyway.
It was Full Throttle.
Oh yeah.
One of the best games
gosh,
of the 90s.
long time. Man. All right. So, anyone know anything about tunnels?
I can see in them.
You can actually. As soon as you enter, you notice Odeon is like skirting the wall. He's just kind of like looking around. He can't really
Looking
tell,
for traps.
but he's just like he knows the
I
Yanti.
feel like he should know.
I feel like you would. Let's check. Oh,
Because if he was supposed to bring us here,
he just did a check to see for traps, and he did spot one right at the entrance. And as soon as you all start entering, he says, "Be careful! It's a pit trap. It's like a simple but illusory floor. So he's skirting the side and he's being very careful. And he's telling everyone as they come in, big hole, spikes. No, he's not even whispering it, he's just telling you.
So how do we get
Yeah,
by that?
I
Just
also get up on the side.
There's a lip about like this big on either side.
Do we?
so how can Tim get through?
Tim's gonna have to jump.
We don't need to do a dexterity or.
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
Or unless you're rolling for Tim. You doing all of his rolls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Free you up because you have so many.
Now I have this. I have a little tracker keeper thing. He makes it. Wow, that's a high roll. He makes it no problem. He just jumps over and he just like sits there waiting for everyone as well. He just kind of just did it, you know? Like you're like jump over. He's like, there's nothing there. Okay, I'll just jump.
Are you
He
Tim
obeyed
now?
you. So he's sitting on the other side as you're all just
Did I
slowly
do
skirting
this?
across.
Good job.
You did.
That's how Henry
That's
gives up.
He goes thumbs
up.
up. Very like
Yes. Politician
politician.
pointing.
Good job.
He's always like, "Good job, Mama."
Greek D&D campaign would be 0, a cool 0 armor, massive shields. That's kind of what I've been doing from the start without telling them. It's been very old-fashioned. The only ones that are in plate armor or anything like it are is a very advanced group that are more knight type. So good that you picked up on that. Good job, Bruce. Good job. Anyway, back to what we're doing. You're heading down this hallway. He's checking for traps again. What are you all doing? And he seems to be having trouble.
We're just heading down a hallway, and there's nothing.
It's just a straight hallway, stone all around, top, bottom, floor. Very simple. Nothing ornate at all. Just functionable. It's pretty far too. It's a long hallway.
Weirin, in his learned wisdom of walking downstairs and getting waxed.
It's true. We've had some bad experiences with.
Yeah.
Where are we going down the stairs? There's
It was a
stairs?
ladder, I think, that
He
you
may
got.
not be very smart, but he is wise and he learns from his past mistakes. So he's gonna do also a trap check. Would that be? Is that survival?
That would be survival. Yes.
And he 9.
9.
Oh no! It's gonna be a.
He thinks he
great-
remembers very well, but he'd only really triggered one trap in his lifetime. But he felt like that was enough knowledge. Nothing's happening to you, but you're like sure that there's nothing in front of you. Like, not like crazy sure. You're not like strutting, but you're kind of like, we're good.
That
And
smells weird.
who? So you're still walking, right? You're
Mhm.
you're all walking. Okay.
Yeah.
I need you, Odeon, and George to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity.
Odeon rolled a natural 20.
7.
Yeah.
7?
Yeah.
Maybe you should
Oh,
use those other
I don't think
dice.
I've rolled anything over 10 out of like my 7 or 8 rolls that I've rolled tonight.
Oh goodness! I think he's gonna die before we get anywhere.
Well, you're lucky.
That's
Every
weird.
single one of my d6s rolled once.
Wow.
Not kidding. So, despite your terrible roll, my DM rolls were quite a bit worse. So, out of the wall, you didn't notice before, but these small circles were there all along. And it looked like it was like grooves, but it wasn't. They're ports for spikes, and they all came flying out. But for some reason, out of like some godly luck, it just kind of scraped you.
Rusted mechanism.
You just kind of like, just were pinned for a few seconds, and then it went out.
We're talking about George, right?
George rolled natural 20.
Oh, you rolled for George.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were rolling for Odeon. Oh, well, okay. never
Oh.
mind.
No, Odeon rolled a natural 20.
Yeah.
Oh.
You said
Odeon rolled
you said
natural 20,
Odeon
and
and
he did a
George.
17. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I did
okay,
one right
okay,
afterwards. It's
okay.
right there.
I didn't realize that. I didn't add any of my modifiers.
Oh,
But
I'm
that-
sorry.
It doesn't.
I will
that's
do
alright,
that.
that's alright.
I'll let you handle it.
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't get. That's what we were doing. That's fine.
Okay, but you rolled 9.
That was a dex saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
I would have rolled a 13.
Well, you would have passed it.
Yeah.
Either way,
Yeah.
you would have taken half damage. So instead of taking 6 damage, because
Three.
it was 6d6,
3. Yeah,
took
right,
3.
right.
Can you imagine what that would have done to you?
Right.
If they rolled like 5s and 6s? You're good.
Cool.
You all just, I mean, Odeon just like limboed, like slid underneath it. And then it was pretty amazing. You feel like he should join a boy band after this. And the rest, as you know how they do like
No, I don't.
Michael Jack. Yeah, he's not a boy, but you know what I mean.
He's not a boy band.
Yeah.
You got what I'm saying.
The
cool
dancing.
dance moves. It was crazy.
With the
it was
feet and the
amazing.
knees
Oh yeah,
and
it looked like it was the most like limber thing you've ever
And
seen
the
a person
white
do.
skateboard shoes.
Yes. Oh yes, for sure. Anyway, so now at this point it's gone back in. You're not sure if it continues, but does everyone hurry along, or are we all just like going slowly through this trap? Since you're behind, that's
We probably would be careful.
okay. So you're kind of taking
We're
it.
going to be careful.
Okay, because you're not sure what triggered it. None of
Yeah.
you saw what triggered it.
The mechanism.
No.
I'm gonna see if she's gonna let me put her down right now. If she can just
Gets
put it on
stabbed
the
the
floor.
second and third time. It just.
Oh gosh, everyone 66 over and over. Thus ended the party. Which I'm gonna allow that to happen. I don't want it to, but
Right.
that would be a very anticlimactic end.
You all die by trap.
What was the finale? Everyone just got skewered. Gosh, they're still in a tunnel somewhere. All right. So, I need you all to roll. Those that are behind. I want you to roll perception on the hallway. Ooh, you see. Even with that 17, that was not. Here, let me hold her.
No, she's just gonna be okay with it.
Okay.
I can't hold her all the time.
I know. Okay, so you saw what it was that did it. There are small little tiles.
Pressure plates.
They don't look like tiles, but it's very, very, very subtle. Definitely pressure plates. So you just step right over them. You point them out to everybody, and you reach the end of the hallway, which is actually stairs, and they head up. But
Okay.
it stops. You know, there's a ceiling. So he comes up and he shows you the circle on the wall, and he puts his hand on it, and sure enough, it starts to slide. You just hear like a click, 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 and then as the whole thing just starts sliding, and some dust and rocks
Is
start
this the
falling
end of
in.
the tunnel now?
Yeah.
So we're gonna be into the.
Yes.
This
So
goes into
Boulder
row?
falls
any preparations, anything that you want to do, think about that. So you start walking up the stairs, and you see that you're in a corner of like this huge throne room. I mean, it's elaborate. I mean, it's massive. It's like 600 feet straight. I mean, it's too
Before
big.
we go in, I have those 4 greater potions,
Uh-huh.
and I gave you one. You have one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna give
Forgot about
one
that.
to Odeon, Sleek, and Kaylali.
Okay, Salik takes it, and he puts it in his bag, and you see him for the first time. He looks a little nervous. He's not quite sure what he's gotten himself into.
What does that one heal for? 4d8?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, this one's a huge one. It's good that you have a big one, because it also could roll just 4, 1, 1, 1. I've had that. It's the worst. You're like, I have a greater potion. It cost me like 100
Could be
100
30,
gold, and
could
it's
be-
like,
Could be 32, could be 4.
yeah, it's kind of the worst. Those rolls suck, especially when it's like a big spell. You're
Right.
wasting it on it. Okay. All right. Okay, so you walk up the stairs. Who's first up the stairs?
I imagine.
We probably would want Odeon
Yeah,
to be
that's what I was
first.
thinking too.
Okay.
I would imagine.
Now, are you acting like you're under like he's got you, or are you just kind of just going up? Are you going stealthily? What's the just so I can kind of plan out what everyone else is doing?
I think that we would be just going because there's no way that he could overpower all of us.
Right.
So the only way that he could like get us there is, and if he was like
Jungle
planning
Odeon.
something, yeah, is if you tricked us,
Right.
saying that he was helping us. So we're just gonna go on acting like we are.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think,
I think.
being prepared for traps, I wouldn't want to have my hands occupied with anything necessarily. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't make sense to have both my hands occupied if I needed to catch something or whatever.
Gotcha. All right, so here's what you see. So as you walk
I
up
have
the
my bow
stairs,
ready.
good. So you're ready for the attack action. Okay. So as you walk up the stairs, you see the first thing is a huge stone pillar. It's about if this table is perfectly circle, you know, like based off this diameter, it would be about that thick. It's fairly thick, but it's very tall and it's holding up a very large ceiling. On it, you see snakes coiled, like engraved all the way around it. The ceiling, you know, you've seen those nice chapels in Italy. You know, the Sistine Chapel. It's got like nothing like that fancy, but it's got paintings of just like sacrifices and things that have happened in like their history back to the beginning. And you see just a giant snake weaving throughout it.
Is this where the king lives in the palace? Does the
Yeah.
Brotherhood live here too?
They don't live here.
Why are we here?
Just said it would be a good place to start.
Oh, okay.
All right, so as you now, are you kind of moving along the pillars? Or are you going out towards the middle? What are you guys
I
planning?
think along the side.
How big's the room?
I believe I said it was about, not just now. I think total. It's like 300 feet long, and about 100 feet wide. It's pretty big.
100 feet wide, 300 feet long.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a great hall.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like
Yeah.
the center. It's where people would come and talk to the king, and it'd be very ornate. People where they'd have parties, and it was a very highly used.
Okay.
She's just busy. Now that she's moving, she's just like, I want to be on everything.
And it's just got a big pillar in the middle.
No, it's got pillars all along the
multiple
sides.
Pillars. Oh, okay.
The center has no pillars. It's just like a big carpet leading up these little steps to a throne. Very, very basic when it
So the
comes
pillars are lining the walls.
to... Yes, both sides.
Give her something she doesn't usually have.
Oh, she might get a kick out of this. I mean, it's a rattle.
It'll be loud.
Yeah. It's not more loud than that. Try that. That's a last resort. Whatever that one is, a last resort. Anyway, okay, so you're moving along the pillars, kind of like staying behind them, just so I can figure out what's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah,
So I
think,
would probably
think,
want to stealth. I think we should stealth, you know.
I think I'd be ready to jump into cover.
Okay, so you're moving along. I need you to roll stealth then, everybody. And of course, advantage on your stealth rolls. Okay. Okay.
22. Okay.
Natural 20 for Warren, 11 for George.
Okay.
Oh,
Good job.
good job, Tim.
Tim is all stealthy. He's just like moving along, just like this. Just like, I'm not sure what's happening. I see what she's doing. Okay. So
Baby girl.
I'm good holding her. I'm good holding her. Give her back to me. I'll hold her.
I don't know if she was getting upset because Billy was right there. And
Billy upsets me too.
Yeah.
sorry, everybody.
Yeah, it's okay. They know us by now. 54 hours.
Yeah, but we haven't been that long.
Oh, I know. Almost. You've done more hours than before. All right. So
More hours than before.
more hours than we did with
Without
just
me?
Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Matt. Was Matt part of it?
No.
This campaign,
No, he wasn't. No. Okay. Yeah, it was Casey. Random people that
Casey was
joined
in for one.
Yeah. Cameron was in for one.
Yeah.
We had some guest stars. All right. So here's what you see. As you're moving along, you see in the center there's a dead person. Not up by the throne, but there's like You can't really see the throne from where you're at, but you assume the throne's over in this direction because you're moving along the pillars, not in the center. But you do see in the center of the room there is a dead person on the ground. It looks a little out of place, as it is a dead body.
Is this a dark room?
The braziers are lit and there's some torches, but it's, I'd say, dimly lit. Not like they're not like full strength lit, but they're just like, if the king or someone walks through here, they can comfortably see.
Does it look like they were killed here, or does it look like they were like taken here?
From what you can see, it's not very specific, like at this distance, but you can tell that there's a pool of blood.
Oh.
So like if they were killed and moved here, they would have had to have been moved quickly because there's a pool of blood.
Dead bodies don't really bleed, or I mean, like, yeah.
Recently killed, Lily.
Right. Somebody whose heart's beating.
So
bleeds.
most likely killed here.
Yeah. It's not that Warren would think that. I don't know what I'm saying.
Sure he would. he's seen people die.
Yeah. But has he tried to make a dead body bleed?
That's a good question. That's some backstory stuff. I'm not sure what you've done. You're a good guy. I say were, but like you're not like terrible. I mean, it's not like you're killing innocents yet.
Zangief bad guy. But Zangief not bad guy.
Can I do a perception check to see if there's anybody else in the room, if I can see anyone?
Yeah, so you're kind of looking around the pillar towards the throne area.
Like
around.
around, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
7.
Even with your 7, your passive perception is remarkably better than that.
I don't have a passive perception. It doesn't have anything listed here.
You do though.
Yeah, you do, and it would be high.
And it would be high because
Yeah.
you're alert.
And
You
you're an
see
elf.
there is someone sitting on the throne.
Oh.
I mean, it wouldn't be like, I'm not sure. I
that
mean, you're an
person?
elf. Like, you can see.
Is the body human?
want anything.
Is it dressed in clothing I would recognize?
The person up on the throne?
No, the dead body.
Yes. Did you just roll for it?
I didn't.
Okay, I'm going to have you roll.
Perception 12.
You see it looks like a prisoner in kind of like elven clothing, tattered.
I didn't even think to like look. See. Is it my father?
You can't tell from here.
Okay, I'm gonna step out from behind the pillar with my bow drawn.
Stealthily or just
No.
No?
He's looking right, he's like right across from us. So he's already seen us come in. So I'm just gonna, I have my bow drawn and I'm ready.
And as soon as you're stepping out, Odeon whispers behind you. He's like, don't trust anything.
Okay.
Because remember, he did tell you before, he said that he always, if anyone's ever gotten to him, there's always mind games involved. It's never just one thing.
Okay.
But he just whispers that to you. So you step out.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell from this distance if it's your father or not, but you do see clothing that is similar to your father's.
Okay.
The person on the throne has not moved.
What does the person on the throne look like?
At this distance, you can tell that they're ornately robed and very priest-like clothing.
Oh, okay. But I've never seen this person.
No.
Do they
Hooded,
look like a
hooded
oh, okay.
person. You can't.
I was
You
gonna
can't.
just-
You can't
A
gauge.
hooded priest on a throne.
Yes,
Interesting.
it is odd.
Okay, well I'm just
Hasn't
gonna.
said anything yet.
Is there
I'm
any
going to-
other creatures in the area?
I'm gonna have you roll perception to see if there's any other creatures you're looking
If
specifically
it happens
for.
to be any of my primeval awareness stiff.
And
would
which
detect
is
it.
your favorite beast is? Was it?
Well, so
Was it fiend or was it a
it's aberrations.
aberrations? That's right.
And I got a second one. I think it was at level 4 or 5. I can't remember. And he chose primordial.
Okay, which is a really good thing to pick.
Right. I mean, it makes the most sense for his situation.
She's like, I'm involved.
I want to read the books.
She's like, that's a cool monster. It's not this one. It may not be
Don't
any
me
of these.
take her.
Only for a second, just because I need to check if it's. She's just like,
Parenting.
yeah, it's truly that.
What would you want that would
This
feel-
would be considered.
And it's a mile, the sense. So I, yeah.
What is that? Like, go straight to the mouth.
No. It's not a. It's not an aberration.
Okay. Well, the perception.
You do,
was,
but you
8.
sense something's off, but you can't quite. I mean, it's not very hidden, but
Mhm.
there's something in this room that's off.
Mm.
That's all I can tell you.
Can I check for traps around me as I walk towards the body on the
Absolutely.
floor? How far away is the body on the floor from the throne?
Not. I mean, it's about halfway from the door, like the front doors, to the throne. It's right in the center. There's
Okay.
like this
Alright.
ornate, like looking area that's. set
So
in the
what
center.
do I do for traps?
That would be an insight check.
You said survival before.
I mean, depends on what you. Okay,
Oh,
so
either is fine too. It's fine. It's the same. 9.
you don't see any traps. You don't. You don't.
I'm upset.
You are very nervous that it is your father. You see that the clothing is the same though as you get closer. It is your father's clothing. You just can't see the face. The hair is gray, just like your father's. It's very
Okay, I'm
upsetting. Okay.
So I get to my father, the body that I think is my father.
Then as you turn over the body, you see that's not your father.
Oh, thank goodness.
But you wouldn't know this person, but Weirin does see, and it's Ammon. It's one of the members,
Oh.
and he's dead.
One of the members of the Brotherhood?
Uh-huh.
Or did you say
That kind of.
when she throws her pacifier, it like goes into like another dimension?
You do it.
We've already lost like
She's
2,
got powers, I tell you.
and that was our last
Roll
one.
perception.
If only it worked like that.
I know, seriously. I found something for you, though.
Seriously though, it like goes into like another dimension. It just like disappears.
Okay, so it is not your father, but it's Ammon. You see that. You're just like, okay, it's not my dad, but who is this? You notice that
And he's
next,
dead?
He's dead. Next to his body is a ceremonial-looking knife. It's just like very elaborate, just like Odion's knife. It's covered in blood, and it looks self-inflicted. Like his hand was like on it, like he like dropped it. Looks like he did it himself.
Mm. Could be ritual.
I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw, though. Okay, you are
I'm dead.
for the next couple minutes.
If I did die, it would be okay.
For the next couple minutes, you are
I'd be okay with it.
you're afraid. For the next couple minutes, you're afraid. You thought it was your father.
That's a lie, by the way. Okay.
You are worried. You're so like distraught because it's clearly a setup to make you feel afraid or worried for your father, and you don't know if he's alive or dead. But they did this as sort of a, you can tell, like to mess
They
with
knew
you.
I was here,
Must have.
which is crazy because I thought that we managed to get this little scrying spell on time, where they wouldn't possibly know that I was with you guys.
Or he must have got out.
Those
I will
dwarves.
I will tell you after who and when things happen. I have all these little side things that were going on.
They'll be
throughout.
like, yeah, and Alara will. It's like,
The role of Alara.
no. It's gonna be like where they are now.
It'll be like
If we live.
It'll be like a Breakfast Club ending.
No, I'm saying like any kind of
I
ending
know.
that's based off of a true story.
Yeah.
Or even fake stories. But they give endings
Sometimes
to
they
fake
do that.
people. Alright. He went on to be a senator. It's like, what? He's not a real person.
Weirin is going to
Stop it.
approach where Alara is, and he's actually going to cast snare stealthily on the body, where the body is.
Okay.
Just if anything were to come within, I think it's 5 feet. 5 foot radius.
Okay.
And small, medium, or large creatures. It's like a rope that.
That's a pretty nifty one. It's like a rope that comes out of nowhere that like lifts them up.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping something happens.
That was a nice one.
Something new, Dave.
Okay. Something new. Something new. Oh, a Dynachi.
You're not allowed to have those, so okay.
Bite. I've always wanted to stick this in my mouth. Babies. Alright. So.
Probably like covered in like dust. Or
Oh,
something.
I'm sure. Alright. So, you kind of like silently snare around the body, just in case. And, Kalali comes out as well, and she's looking at the throne, and she's just kind of like standing with one of her javelins, just like waiting. Odeon, he steps out as well, and he's looking all around. He's looking at the ceiling. He's looking everywhere. He's clearly hasn't been here in a long time, but he has been here. Salik does not emerge. He just stays in the shadows.
He's the traitor. Kill him.
Or it's tactics. Kill him! She sends an arrow into his neck. That'll show.
I shoot him. Just kidding.
All right.
I can't because he's behind the pillar. But I have curving arrows.
That's right.
All right.
Weirin is going to pull out his crossbow and ready a bolt, and
Yeah, you have a normal crossbow. I forgot about that. I thought
the dual bolt one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not normal. It's hardly normal.
Yeah.
It shoots 2 with 1 shot.
Right. And he's going and And
So you're
I'm
ready just in case something happens.
Well, I'm gonna slowly move towards the throne.
Okay.
Not obviously. Maybe if I could back the wall or something, but yeah.
Okay. Wait, so you're like keeping your back to the wall, like moving.
Back to the wall.
Okay.
Moving.
So you're kind of like moving from pillar to pillar.
Sort of
towards,
a strafe.
Like, are you like pointing it at him?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
SWAT style.
Yeah,
Okay.
just ready.
Kalali's in tow a little bit. She's just like, no, I want in on this. If 'cause she sees you're upset, and she's just like, I'm gonna kill something. I don't like these games. And Odeon, you're sitting there, like you rolled like a 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got like tears coming down your cheeks. You're just like worried that your father is dead or what's
It
happened.
would have been a 4, but
Yeah. 2 or 4, it's still significantly lower for a. Yeah.
but that's higher than 2.
Well, yeah.
It's not a 1,
That's
Very,
true.
very, very
but
true.
it's also not a 5.
Or 20.
It is then you hear a voice as you're getting closer to the throne, and it's,
Can I hear this voice too?
You can.
I
You
can?
can. It's you're at the very edge of understanding. Like you can hear it. It's just very faint.
Is it coming from the person on the throne?
It seems to be, yeah. It says, most daughters ask for ponies. Most princesses ask for parties. My Shadya asked for a dragon, and I gave it to her. You slew her like you slew all of my children. And pauses for a second. It just kind of like echoes in the hall a little bit. You feel almost the whole air of the place just kind of like even the flames like flicker down a little bit. And then it continues, says, I curse you. I curse you like you've cursed us. I thought Saros would have prevented this, although even now there is time. Oh, that is so loud. Hey.
Give her a dinosaur.
It's very exciting.
Henry never lets her play with the dinosaur.
Preach, monster.
He says, Odeon, you did well to bring them to me, though I know that of your betrayal. Does the Faceless One stand behind you? Do you know of his own folly? And it is then that something begins to move. The whole ceiling, you know, that like snake-like creature that's depicted there, begins to shift slowly. So
We'll find it later.
it's gone.
Yeah, into
Gone to
another
the,
dimension.
it's gone to the nether.
It's fine, don't worry about it. She's not, she spit it out, so clearly she doesn't want it.
Yes.
It's fine, she's good.
I know, just preparing something else. All right. So,
I'm not mocking her.
the ceiling, as I was saying, begins to like shift. That snake on the ceiling is something real, but it's not quite a snake. It's got like claws, like on the side. Basically, it's almost like a centipede, but much less legs. It's starting to shift colors a little bit, and it's blue, and it's like clawing on the ceiling, and it's moving down the side. And everyone, you're all looking at it, I assume. You know, it's kind of hard not
I'm
to
looking at the
notice.
dude on the throne.
Okay. Okay. So who's looking at it? I'm not saying like, and you turn into stone. You know, I'm like,
Right.
who's seeing it?
I probably know.
You're the furthest back. You're probably the first one to notice. You hear something in your mind, and all of you start to feel the same thing. What that voice was at the throne, very different. It was, you know, very human sounding. What you hear in your heads almost hurts your head. It's almost like you suddenly have like this intense migraine. You hear this like booming voice, almost like it's not even coming from anywhere on this plane. It's hard to describe. You suddenly feel this like cold about you, almost like you're being like wrapped. And you.
She's like hoarse because she's
I
screaming
know
so
she's
much.
tired, so she just.
She's like, I'm not tired.
So, again, why we're moving to recording so we can like deal with this, come back. Anyway, that's neither here nor there because we are here. All right.
Yes.
So
Okay.
the form moving down is clearly talking to you, and the voice at the throne says, "I want you all to meet Serhas." And the huge creature begins to slither down with like strange claw-like features. Its face is just like this deformed, hideous, large snake with like huge scars and chunks out of it from clearly it's been in battles and other problems. I mean, if this is indeed Saros, then you're dealing with a form of a god. And it's slowly moving down towards the throne.
Well, I was ready, so I'm going to shoot the guy on the throne.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make it go in
You know, recurve
Saros'
it.
Okay. All right. Good.
There we go, that's much better. 23.
That is a hit.
I hope so.
You never know. Just because gods bleed.
Is that an 8? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
6.
6. Oh, okay. It hits. You're just shooting it head, face, body.
Well, yeah, because I
Front
was
area.
aiming for the guy, but I missed, and so I curved and went up. It's magical.
It hits it, and it doesn't even flinch. It just
Well,
continues.
because it was 6 down.
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps moving downwards, and then the person on the throne starts like moving like this. You can't see; it's covered in robes, and it's just moving like this. And you close to it can hear it; she cannot. You just hear muffled from the person on the throne,
Muffles.
like a muffled like, it's like freaking out.
Okay. Hmm. They're tied together somehow. Would I have deduced that though?
Would you have deduced what?
That I think they're tied together somehow.
Well, yeah. The way it's moving, that's a normal thing to guess at this point, especially if it's mumbling.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if it's true, but that's.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
right.
what you. I mean that's not far off.
Yeah. So. Okay.
I mean she sees it moving, but not like getting up or anything. She just probably thinks it's convulsing or something. But you heard muffled, like a muffled voice.
Hmm.
And the voice from the throne was loud and
Right.
everything. So
Right. So this body was in the middle of the room, and I've been moving towards the guy on the throne. How close am I to
well, you're within
the throne?
firing range, but you're about like 40 feet.
40 feet at this point. Okay.
You want her to hold that? Okay, I thought you were gonna. She's like, I want it. Can you imagine? She's jumping off the
That
walls.
would be
Very bad and
very bad.
very, very bad for parents to do, but that'd be even worse because she'd be like a Batson.
She only drinks milk.
It's true.
Um.
I mean, we're kind of an initiative. We haven't rolled it, but like, it
Yeah.
hasn't attacked yet. It doesn't seem
Right.
like it's moving to attack.
Right.
It's just kind of getting in a position.
The lizard thing.
And where
Yeah.
where is the lizard thing in relation to?
It's very much like a snake, but it has like claws.
Okay,
like
but where is
6.
it in relation to?
It's above the throne. It's
Above
moving.
the
It's
throne.
moving down towards it.
Okay. I know. I'm gonna actually activate my ring of telekinesis and pull the hood off of the
Okay.
the guy on the throne.
I think that's a good idea.
All right, you
I think
do.
it's my dad.
You do so, and it is your dad.
Yeah.
You were lucky you missed.
Yeah.
He had 5 hit points. Just saying. You would have killed him. That was the whole idea. As
You're
soon as
sick.
I am, well, no, he's sick. Yeah, I'm sick. But that was the idea. Odeon warned you. That's
Right.
kind of how things are.
Right.
He messes with you. Anyway, as soon as you rip it off, you see him just like wide-eyed, and he's just looking around, and then he looks up, and then he just you just see him look like his face gagged. He's just like freaking out. As
So that means there's somebody else in the room, too. Unless this creature thing is whoever was speaking in the first place.
Maybe, but when it spoke, it was.
it was different.
Yeah.
Right. No, yeah.
Does my father look hurt?
5 hit points.
He looks very weak. Like his face is more gaunt than usual. His once like attractive Elvis.
Elvis? I was like,
His
I didn't know he
attractive
looked like
Elvis
Elvis.
features.
He looks like
Hey,
Elvis,
mama.
and he's a very handsome Elvish person. He's an impersonator too. He does that on the side. No, in all seriousness, He's very gaunt and he looks very sickly. But he's
How long
not.
has he been away from me?
Let's see. I'd say about a year.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty close. 8 months to a year, about then.
Okay.
I haven't like timed it exactly, but pretty close. Yeah, it would be. Yeah. Okay, so you see it's him, but he's stuck. He's clearly tied up. You can't see it, but there's probably something fastening him to the throne.
Enchantments. Perhaps.
From behind the throne, you see a different hooded person come out, and he takes off his hood, and he looks over at you. And
Oh,
just
you're
says,
so clever.
Yeah, he's very upset that it didn't work, but he's also, you can see he's enjoying this a lot. The fact that she almost shot her dad and killed him, and then hit something that didn't seem to care so much. He smiles and he looks over at Weirin and says, "Well, I think we all know what's happening next." And then you see him like start to shift. You see his form start to like move, and his head morphs into like its actual form. Several heads of snakes begin to come out of his cloak, and he begins to grow. His whole body grows. He is a 7-headed snake monster person called an Anathema. They are very rare, and they have to do some serious crazy stuff to become one. It's normally not accepted in even Yuan-Ti societies. He's reached a whole new level of messed up. Anyway, he's revealed himself, and roll initiative.
Well, I had my crossbow ready.
Yes, you did.
Can I shoot him before initiative?
Well, as he's gonna do that, it's part of the initiative. So
Okay,
I'm gonna let
alright.
you roll initiative, and
Okay.
then you're first in the round no matter what.
Alright.
But I mean, then you
18.
take that, so you're next.
Okay.
All right, 13. Let me get this.
Plus 8. So 21.
Oh, that's right. You like always go first, which is so good.
Oh, and then for Tim too.
Please
That's right.
roll for your
5.
friends.
George rolled a 1.
Good job.
Gotta get those ones out.
She's very excited too. Your little bird is like really upset.
Well, she's a cat.
Well, the little cat that sounds kind of bird-like. She's like super awake.
Wow.
What happened? She was
Well, maybe
out.
she is a bird now. What do you want to be? Do you
You
want
a
to be a
bird?
bird or a cat?
She's like,
You a
Dad,
bird?
Dad.
She's saying dad. At least that's what we think she's doing.
Yeah.
Maybe when she claps, she's signing more.
All right. So
Huh?
Kalali, yeah, maybe. So Kalali
That was
rolled a
Henry's first time,
19.
too.
So it's Ilara, Kalali, Weirin, Odeon. And what did George roll?
1.
1, and Tim rolled
5.
5. Okay, so
What about?
Tim.
I can't remember his name. Salik?
Salik.
I don't have it written down.
Salik Dion.
He rolled a
I can't
2,
think that guy.
so it's
Ow.
Sleek rolled a 2, and you rolled a 1. George.
George did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's see where
She's like, he speaks my language.
Saris goes. Ooh. Okay, 15 and 11.
Did you get all shy?
A little bit.
Saras is a 15. And then. Alright. Anathema.
Don't make scary faces at her.
No scary faces.
Anything that's a frown or anything,
Alright.
she'll
Choose
take
my
us.
crowns.
No.
Your reaction shot, please,
She
sir.
like smiles.
Fire those 2 bolts.
Fire
Telling her how
away.
cute she is.
Alright.
Why did you do that to me?
Because I want her to try.
This is a 16 hit.
Which one are you aiming at?
The snake-headed 7.
Oh, yeah.
What's
that
his
hits.
name?
Kafra.
Kafra. Kafra. Yes, I
I'm
was aiming
guessing
at
it's
Kafra.
K-H. AFRA.
You got it, girl.
You got it.
I guess I don't need to write it down. This is the end. Either way, it's the end.
Either way, whatever happens.
Happens. The world will be over.
18.
18
No.
damage.
Yes, sir.
Sweet.
Yeah, and those were low rolls.
Those whoa.
Yay, leveling up.
I know, leveling up is great. It's pretty fantastic. Alright. Okay, so,
The babies emerging.
you did how much?
18.
18 damage
No.
to Saras. Oh, to Kafa. sorry.
Copper. Yeah.
Alright. 10. Let's do this. Alright, now it's Alara's turn.
Hand me that dinosaur behind you.
The baby one?
The baby dinosaur. It looks so tiny.
Luckily, she's got a slightly smaller mouth than its size. Alright. Wouldn't put it past her to try, though. No, it's not gonna fit in there. Are
Okay.
you so happy? You got something new to chew on?
Ooh.
This is how we do it. Just keep switching things for her to bite.
And then she throws them all and they go
Alright.
into different dimensions.
Alara, it is
Oh.
your turn.
I'm going to.
So you're staying in that spot. You just fire.
I'm reloading, yeah.
Yeah. You pull back and you just slip to it. there.
Reload, yeah.
Yeah, luckily this one doesn't take like a full round to reload. Because most crossbows are like you have to load it
Right.
on your round, which
Yeah.
is so killer.
Yeah.
I
If you miss, it's
say
Yeah.
swift death. Those who have wronged me, and instead of whispering it, I like yell it. And
you
I'm-
anime yell it at
and
him? Oh, that sucks.
No, then I'm going to shoot him.
I imagine like this epic echo because it's this empty great hall.
Yeah, as I shoot him. And I'm going to do both of my actions.
You guys have come a long way.
Both my actions on him. So do you want me to roll for both of them?
Yes. Roll them both first and then roll your damage.
Okay, 17 plus 8.
I think that's a hit.
18 plus 8.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Nice.
miss, you just like
Right.
circle the room with your arrows.
Infinity arrow.
Everything. I know. That would be
just-
great to have.
So
Yondu's.
5.
Right.
There's so many applications for that.
Okay, so I'm doing it for the first hit.
Okay. By the way, you can deduce from the sacrificial death of Amon that he probably summoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, normally
I was thinking that. I don't think Warren was thinking that though.
I'm just letting you know that since it's kind of not
14.
essential,
Yeah.
that's what happened.
14.
14
On the
damage.
first hit.
On the first hit. Phew. Gosh, I love you.
And then I should have done like some kind of magic arrow, but I'm kind of waiting on saving that on the guy.
You never know what's going
I
to
mean,
happen.
these are magic, but.
I mean, you're fighting an Anathema and a god, so I mean, it's not exactly like...
Right.
Yes.
This is definitely a boss round. This is the biggest thing you guys have fought.
Right. What was
16.
What was his name again? The guy that we were the
Kafra?
Kafra. Yeah.
KH. I think it's
I don't-
one of these guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have... You can cross off your list.
16. Again, I think that
Right.
was what I did the first time, isn't it?
16? Yeah, that's a hit.
Is that. Oh, no, those are damage.
Oh, damage. Yeah, you did that the first time. You did 14.
Okay, so 14 and then 16.
14,
on the
16.
second.
Wow, okay, good. Awesome. And you made him your target.
Yeah.
You oath-bowed that guy. Okay.
Oh, which. Hold on, make sure. So I get advantage on all my rolls with against him.
That's very useful. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then even if you miss those, you can still trick them. With another
Yeah.
person. That's like 3 rolls per round.
3
to
attack
to
rolls
hit.
per hit.
That's
I'm gonna
amazing.
miss.
Can we just say
the-
how amazing Arcane Archer is?
Right. I'm
gonna
We've
miss
tested
being
some
her.
people. She's
I'm
amazing.
gonna try something new next time. So
All right,
something I've never done before.
Kalali's turn. I pointed at you when I realized
I'm
she
not
rolled one more than
Kalali.
you. All right. she comes whoa. So she rages. She immediately sees.
Because she's a barbarian.
She
I
does.
love
She rages
barbarians.
crazy and rolls a 19 to hit.
Nice.
Throws a javelin as hard as she can, and it is very hard. And she rolls.
I would like to rage.
Yes. Okay, she rolls a 8 damage to it. Just sticks in the side of the anathema. Not a lot of damage,
That's
but it's damage.
Kafra.
Yes. Gosh, I
Oh
love that.
yeah.
That's a very good
Now it is
pterodactyl
Weirin's
impression.
turn.
And then
Now
she
it is
throws
Weirin's turn.
Why'd you throw him?
Alright.
Is that the sound it makes?
Yeah.
It might. Who knows?
That's what all of her animals sound like. All of her things sound that way. She just watches Henry play, so she's trying to play like him.
Okay.
Henry does the same thing.
Oh.
Oh, you're so tired.
She's like,
I'm gonna see if I can
Reaching
find a
out.
pacifier.
I found this great site, by the way. Totally not sponsored or encouraged to say this. It's 5THSRD. If you want to look up your spells, you have them all. You just click on you just look up Warlock spells. You click on it, it has a description. I mean, D&D Beyond has that too, but you have to pay for it. Just saying.
What was I looking at? I was just looking
Burn.
at D&D 5.
I'm just saying.
5e wiki fandom, the wiki fandom wiki.
That one's good too.
Mhm.
I use that one.
Yeah.
But I
I'm
found
just
this
gonna
one.
sit right here until it's fine.
Yeah, you're good. I
So
think we can see you. Yeah, we can. We can see like
just
your
like-
face like this much. Could you pass me my drink, please?
I am going to attack Kafra
I just said
again.
when it was gross. I
It
always
is
say that
gross,
every
isn't it?
time I had Mountain Dew.
My dad does that. He'll drink my
So
stuff and go.
how big is he and where is he standing and
Okay, so you would consider him to be large.
He's
Oh no,
large.
huge
He's huge.
monstrosity. He's grown quite large.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huge monstrosity. And is he still standing next to the throne?
He hasn't moved yet because he hasn't taken his turn, but
Okay.
he's standing next to. So it's quite intimidating.
Yeah.
Because think of it this way: medium, large is you would, like say, like an ogre.
Mm-hmm.
You would be like up to its chest, like standing full, like 6 foot.
Mm-hmm.
Huge, you're basically up to its knee.
Okay.
So like it's
That's neat.
it's
Okay.
grown
This is
massive.
what the Kafra.
I mean it's not quite that big, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Like this thing moves and it's like
Yeah, right.
it covers your distance in just a few seconds.
Okay.
It's not much running you can do.
Right. Okay. I am going to shoot Kafra again. And I'm gonna use. Should I do this? I'm gonna use an inspiration point.
Okay.
That's a no gain.
Oh no.
But I have an extra attack.
That's good.
Yeah, no. Let's see. That would be
Well, he is rolling bad.
terribly.
Probably change dice.
This would be. Well, that's the thing. Last time they rolled great. I don't know what it is.
Use those blue ones.
Right.
I'm
blue
a
ones are
firm
great.
believer that dice.
So, I guess, did we decide a 16 hits?
Yeah, because David said that.
That's right.
I'm not like changing it. It's
Right.
right in front
Well,
of me.
I'd say you let
You
that
already
slip.
said, yeah.
Well, you said it hits. You're like, does a 16 hit?
No, it's 16 damage, and you're like, yeah, that hits. So I'm like, no, it's damage.
No. Well, you already rolled your. Oh, you rolled 20.
It was like
So,
Yeah,
past,
that's right.
like 25, 27.
You have chinks in my armor. Like you get past it sometimes.
Let's see.
You're not perfect?
I'm pretty. I'm just gonna stop there. I don't need to be smart. That's not true. That's offensive to pretty people. Because they care.
16.
Alright. 16
Yes.
is enough. 16 damage.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're just shooting it?
I am shooting it.
Choo-choo, choo-choo.
Yes.
Just keep firing things like, keep
Right?
missing. Alright. You're just like going through bolts like crazy. How many do you have, by the way? Because you're firing 2 at a time. That goes fast.
Right, so I'm down to 24.
Okay, keep track.
Yeah.
Because I've got a lot.
Yeah.
And if you're just shooting the rest of these rounds and
Right.
missing like that, you'll be done in like 2 rounds.
Right. No, yeah, I'm actually done with the crossbow for now. So I'm
You're like oh, I'm not very
Right.
good. It kicks, so
right,
it's like,
right. Well, I'm plus I'm yeah.
You're not used to it.
I want to ready for some melee because
You gotta get close and personal. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You did 16 damage to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice to focus fire on one person, people. Odeon! Odeon. The magic, amazing Odeon. Let's see if he can do something cool. He hasn't used this one yet, but he's going to use it now. He points at Kafra, and he just starts shouting in this like dark language at it. You can see like this like almost like negative energy coursing from his hand and like going into his hand, and then he like points with his finger at him, and just launches from him. And he rolls 18. Okay. He doesn't do great on spell attacks. He misses like
Right.
most of the time, so that's pretty good. Okay. Now it is a 7d8 plus 30 necrotic.
Wow. Plus 30.
Plus 30.
Wow.
This is a big spell.
Holy
It's
smokes.
called the Finger of Death.
Wow.
78 plus 30 necrotic on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Wow.
Oh, but if someone's killed with this, they rise as a zombie permanently under your command, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
He's never used it before because he knows everyone's like a little bit against. All right. Anyway, let's roll this damage. How much was that? 78. Okay. Luckily, it tallies it here because I've decided I love rolling dice, but as a DM, I don't have time for that sometimes. All right. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 6, 27, 28 damage. So you just see this
30.
plus 30. That's right. So
58.
30?
58.
Yeah.
Why plus
Necrotic.
That's the spell.
It's a 7th level spell.
It's plus 30. Yeah.
So you just see this massive just beam of like dark energy strike into the Anathema, and he just tumbles and crumbles as just searing pain. You just see it ride. The whole snakes, all the snake heads just start freaking out. You hear this like unearthly scream from all the heads all at once, like hissing, and you just see it just crumble for a second, then rise up again, and just like with this fury. It is Saros's turn. So, he's not in the book, but I have modified a creature from the book to be this one. Weirin, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. You got it.
She's using the blanket to get the things.
that would be a 12.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Let me add this up real quick, and I'll tell you what happens. Because I don't like saying how much damage something did when it might not do much at all.
Right.
Well, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33 damage.
33.
Yes. So you see him rise back, and just you see his mouth open up like extremely wide, and you're expecting, I don't know, maybe fire, something to erupt from his mouth, maybe acid because it's like a snake. But what you see is like just like energy, just like shooting across like lightning,
Mm-hmm.
and it just like charges up and just you see it coming. You try to dive out of the way, it hits you and the pillar, and it launches you back into the pillar, and it's just struck with lightning energy, and it's very intense. Knocks the wind out of you, almost paralyzes you. It's pretty intense. All right, it is now. That was his move. It was a big move, but it was his move. All right. Next we have T. Who's T? Tim.
Tim.
Good old Tim. What do you want Tim to do? You're controlling him, so.
I tell him to rend.
He's like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
By the way, I think that'd be fun
Use
to
red
do.
attack.
Like do a world. It's just D&D, but all the monsters are
Pokemon.
Pokemon. You can capture them.
Be fun.
That would be awesome.
And I'm gonna have him.
Pokemon trainers.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
How
That'd be a fun one shot.
Where's Saros? Can Tim reach Saros? Probably not.
Not really. He's
Okay,
up.
that's what I thought so.
He's
Okay,
kind of
so
like
he's gonna
above
do two.
at the moment.
Oh.
She's escaping. I love this. Like, I'm looking at the screen right now where she is, and she's just like,
Or you can see her.
oh no, I can see you.
Oh,
like right
me.
there. Yeah.
Okay, sorry guys.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so he's
They
gonna
hear
do
you.
Kafra.
Okay. Yeah. I think cough drop. Just drop the D. No, it's not enough. He just comes.
Yeah.
He comes up and just starts like, just like attacking it, but it's not. He's not getting through the place he's attacking. His hard scales, and he's just moving too quickly to get. He's kind of attacking the tail.
Can I tell him to move back? Does he still have movement?
He has movement.
Move out of-
Actually, no, he doesn't have movement because he used all his movement to get up there.
oh,
So not at the moment. He does not have movement.
oh.
That'd be next turn. All right, next we
He's
have
good at throwing things. He's like tossing.
who's S.
Salik.
Salik.
Yes.
You probably should write their names because we're Saros.
Every time. Who is?
I did write the big bad guys' names. Tim is just too many letters. Okay,
Don't forget that extra M.
it's 2 M's.
Yeah.
Of course. All right. All right. So, Salik. All right. So. Oh, okay. There it is. Okay, sorry. All right, there it is. All right, so also with editing, it'll be great because I can just get rid of that whole like me looking at something. All right, so you see Salik just pop out stealthily because actually no one knew he was there,
Right.
and he just like launches some like dark energy towards Kafra. It's a black beam of enervating energy. Springs from your finger towards the creature with range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On hit, the target deals only half damage when it uses like a strength attack. And it lasts a minute, but if it hits next, it's going to be weakened. It is now going to roll. Go Salik, don't mess up, don't mess up. He does not with a 19. Alright, so he is now enfeebled for a short while, which is good because at the end of each of the target's turns, it can make a Constitution saving throw against the spell. But oh yeah, he's gonna try to roll against that. Rolls an 8. All right, so he's enfeebled. That was his turn.
George.
Nope, Kafra and then George because they both rolled 1s.
Oh.
All right, Kafra. Probably not that. All right, so his move. So he comes flying in into motion. Like he's just been quiet this whole time. When I say quiet, he's just been getting blasted by everybody. You see him look down at Tim, who's attacking it.
No, my baby.
Let's see, he has 7 heads. So here we go. 4 of the heads attack Tim. Let
I
me
don't have any stats.
I do.
I
Let's see.
only have his 3 attacks.
You'll not believe this. 2 of those were natural 20s.
Wow.
Killed Tim.
Not necessarily.
You
Maybe.
killed Tim.
We'll see. You sent him a boss.
Well, what else is he supposed to do?
Well, exactly. He's gonna take the damage. Is what he's gonna do. All right. 1, 2, 1. I'm not making this up. Look, just so you can confirm.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1.
Yeah, wow.
And the next one was a 4. So, but 2 of those were crits. So 2 and then 4. So not bad at all. Could have been so much worse. But he does
How is
take
that?
46 poison. So let's see how that
That's
works.
12 damage plus poison.
Our Grey Render can take poison.
2, 3, 6, and 3. All right. He's okay. He's not. He doesn't look great. But he didn't die. Considering he could have taken like massive damage there. All right. All right. So it is now George. What do you want George to do?
George is going to.
He's a blight. Do you want me to open that up?
He had both. Let's see.
He had like a weapon type attack.
There were 2 types of blight.
Yeah. He was kind of
There
like the.
was-
Was
there-
he like the vine one,
There
or
was
was he more of a?
there was a
twig?
melee. There was a melee one, and then there was a ranged one that was viney.
There's a vine blight and a twig blight. Sorry, needle blight. One is more of a ranged and
I think
claws.
I think the needle was ranged, right?
Yeah, he does ranged and claws. Like
Oh.
he does both.
Oh.
Vine is more of a constricting and tangling. I think he was a
I think-
needle. Was he?
I feel like those are the types of attacks he's been doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay, well let's. He's a
Yeah.
needle blight. Let's
alright,
just
alright.
from here on out if he survives this.
Yeah, he's gonna step in front of Weirin. And
You're just like block me.
well, he's gonna step in front of Weirin and attack.
Okay.
So it'll be a shield plus he's
Okay.
yeah.
So he's not.
He's also going to attack Copper.
Okay, so he's gonna shoot needles at it.
Yeah.
That's 2d6 plus 1 piercing.
Okay.
And he has
Does
to be
he
within-
have a modifier at all?
Dexterity plus 1.
12.
It is not a hit. It seems he's just at the range, like he's between 30 and 60 feet, and he's shooting at it. It's just these things are just like hitting all the wrong spots, and it's just kind of bouncing off. It is now Elara's turn. Let's knock some of these guys out so we can have less people. I'm just kidding.
Alright, so I'm going
Totally the
to...
attitude.
Yeah, right.
How many do I have now? I have 4 now.
Should have sent beholders after you guys.
I'm going
No, we'd be
to-
dead.
Right.
Those are not monsters. They're stupid. I hate them.
Yeah.
I know that's bad for like a D&D person, but they're so
I'm
stupid
going
looking.
to shoot him again with 2 magic arrows. Call.
Yes. Ooh, nice. I think if you use them right, but I've never had excitement for those. Okay, 17 and a what?
25. 17 plus 8 and then 25.
Yeah.
I didn't have one.
Yeah, you got both hits. on that.
Okay.
Gosh, I love her just like.
Right.
She runs out of arrows, but she can't now.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, she had some good arrows before, but
Yeah.
you can't beat infinite arrows.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
No matter how amazing your arrows are, unless they
So,
explode.
7,
Hmm,
Or if your string breaks.
that's true. Do you want me to hold the babe?
Okay, 13 on the first hit. Like damage.
Okay.
Okay.
You turned into a pirate music, which is not what I wanted at all.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Back to the epic music.
7, 8, 9, 10.
She's purring.
I love royalty-free music. thank you for everyone that's just like, here, everyone, use this. It's nice. Those are the
Okay,
most
19 the
sounds.
second.
14, 19. Wow, you guys are doing work to Kafra. It's like, just kill him.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action and use the fireball stone
That's right.
onto Saros.
Nice. Ooh. Switching.
So what do I need to do? Just roll
Just
like
roll.
an attack?
Just roll just a ranged attack. So use your dexterity or because this is just you focusing on it, launching it.
18.
That is a hit.
Okay, and then damage. What would the damage be for the fireball?
Fireball spell.
You gonna dance the music?
Alright. Fireball. A bright streak flashes from the pointing of your finger, in this case your ring,
No, it's a
blossoms with a
stone.
low roar and an explosion of flame. Each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a dexterity saving throw.
Is anyone 20 feet? Because he's up on the ceiling.
Your dad,
But I thought that he was up on the ceiling.
no, he's like hanging down. I imagine you're not shooting his head, which is by your dad.
Okay.
I mean, let's, incinerate 8d6 fire damage
Okay, you're gonna have to keep track.
on a failed save.
Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8.
She's like
Nice.
super awake.
24.
24.
I love when you roll dice
31.
lots of times on something.
32.
It feels good.
Oh.
It's good that you gave her that
35.
spell before.
35.
Nice to Saros. You see, just
You
he-
said 8, right?
Yeah. He was very shocked that this just came out of nowhere because they know who you are, but they didn't expect that moment to be. Sorry, I just gotta do something real fast.
No, it's fine.
So 36. Hi. She's waving. He didn't expect that. Even as like a lesser god, he just gets hit with this fireball, and you see him just like writhe with pain as it swings him through the air, and he just tumbles down from the ceiling, crashing below, just missing the throne. His body goes all the way towards where you were at, almost hits you, and just people are moving out of the way as this massive creature just falls from the ceiling. Anyway, nice. Now it is Kalali's turn. And she has another javelin for the Anathema. She's now at this point running around a pillar to the side. She's now like doing kind of a flank, moving to the side of it. She's gone past the throne now. She's using her full distance every turn to move. So she throws a javelin. And does she hit? No. No, she does not. She tends to. It was a 7. It wasn't like a terrible miss, but it was pretty bad. It hits it, but just kind of like slides off the scales. And now it is Weirin. You're up.
Alright, I am going to cast haste on myself.
I love that spell.
And I am going to use the extra action that I get from that to go and attack Kafra. Let's see, no. Before I do that, I'm going to use a bonus action to drink. You can do bonus action for potions, right?
I do in this. Most of the time they count as actions. I
But
do the
in
whole
your
like
case, yeah.
in the book. It's called quick quaffing or whatever it is. It's one of Matt Mercer's things. He does like a bonus action as it.
So I'm gonna do that before I go in for that attack, and that's gonna be 4,
Pirate songs on. Right.
3. Heal myself for 7. So that puts me down to 29. Okay. And then I'm gonna go attack
Kafra.
Kafra
Okay.
with my sword. 19.
That's a hit.
And all right, gotta add all this up. 10. And okay, yeah, so 19.
18.
Yeah. With added frost damage of 1.
So 19 plus 1.
It's 18 plus 1.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, so you come up and just carve into the side of it. You just see like blood start to splatter as it freezes at the same time as you're just kind of running along him and cutting it. Actually, where you cut, one of the heads topples off the body. It was a solid hit. All right.
Now that haste lasts until my next turn, right?
Yeah.
So I get to use that on my next turn?
Ish.
Good. That's what I want.
Odeon. Magical man, you. Got just the thing. Alright. It's not get complicated here. It's real easy. Why isn't it opening?
She's intense.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. Blight, his favorite save spell.
Oh, yeah.
8d8. Warlocks, man.
This is Odeon.
All
again?
necromancy. It's
Yeah.
most of his stuff is necromancy.
Yeah.
Alright, it makes a constitution saving throw. Alright, and then his attack. Alright, so here's what happens. See, I've got to get calculator. Maybe. Sorry, I'm like talking to myself, but this is important. Let's see, roll.
Why don't you? Oh, I was gonna ask why don't you just use your phone?
So you see him. Oh, weird! It opened another tab when I moved. Oh, I had to close it. That's okay. I remember the number. So
Once. Oh,
Yeah.
I saw that number. No, I just saw the number on the calculator.
oh, okay.
It's a good thing I saw it, because you'll forget it in a second.
So as soon as he casts blight on it, and you're close to him, so you see this happen. His whole form just begins to take on this like sickness, and it's just his body starts decaying, like instantly from this thing. He's not dead, but you can tell that he's scared and he's starting to like move backwards. Wasn't anticipating this onslaught of attack on him. It is, however, his Seros's turn, and he's not a big fan of Odeon at the moment for what he just did
Who did he do this to?
to Kafra.
Oh. So Saros is mad that he did that to okay.
Mhm.
So, oh, good. And he's on the floor now, right?
He's on the floor.
He's by me.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and he hits. Okie dokie.
It's funny
Alright.
that he went after Odeon instead of me.
There's a reason for that. Okay. So he rises up and
It's so funny because like whenever David and I are trying to have a conversation,
She
him
does that.
and
They
me,
both-
They
Henry
both
will
talk
both
over
start
you.
and it's really loud and we're just like
12d10.
Oh, wow. Wow, holy cow.
he's dead.
Roll the 1, roll the 4.
That is like a killing
It is like a killing.
strike.
Hey, he still hasn't rolled his dexterity saving throw. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me count this. 1, 2, 3. I already did 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Oh no!
Some big
10,
ones.
9, 8. Okay.
Oh gosh.
19.
Well, you want a calculator?
30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64 damage. Please make your saving throw.
Yeah.
He doesn't make it.
Oh gosh.
You know that energy that he hit you with? It leaves a crater where Odeon is. Not was. He's still alive.
Yeah.
But he's super damaged from
Oh,
it.
man.
60, that's like massive,
Yeah.
massive damage.
That's huge.
No one's ever taken that much in this campaign
Yeah.
all at once.
Yeah.
He's just, oh! And he was feeling pretty confident. Saros tried to strike him down.
Yeah.
Okay. Tim! Save the day, Tim.
Come
Is
on,
Tim still alive?
Tim.
Tim is still alive. He's not doing great, but he's alive.
Okay, he's gonna try to attack Kafra again.
That would be hilarious if he kills him. Go on.
Right.
Okay. And he's doing what?
Rend.
Okay.
Is that his strongest attack? I don't
Yes.
know what the things are. Okay, I figured. It kind of sounds the worst. Okay, so what do I roll?
2d10. Yes,
That's a
that's a d10.
6. So 10.
Ooh, he's still hanging on, but not by much. You can tell, like just the
Okay,
actual.
and he has movement.
Yeah.
So he moves back out of range.
He
Like,
takes-
not out of range, but just back.
Away
He
from
does
the
take an
top.
attack of opportunity because he is engaged, so he's going to make a. Oh my god.
Oh, I forgot that they do that if you move out of the way.
Um,
oh well.
He does hit with one of his heads because he only does one attack. Oh, sorry, claw. 2d6. Three.
This was her last night too. Like, she would not go to bed.
Okay, 5 damage. It hurts really bad, but he's limping away at this point. He's out of the ring. She's like looking at me, waiting for a reaction. All right, it is now.
Both our kids are
All right,
attention
it is
seekers.
now Salik's turn. He does blight as well, but he doesn't do it on Anathema. He does it on Saros because he's seeing this giant thing almost wipe out Odeon in one
Right,
hit.
right.
And if he has a few more of those maybe, and if he keeps doing those, then we're in trouble. All right, 8d8 and hit. Yes, okay, you rolled 18, so 8d8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
She's like yelling like that in the microphone.
31. Nice. A little bit less than Odeon did, but still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. 31. Alright, now it is Kafra's turn. Alright, so he's pretty worried. But he sees Odeon getting blasted and he takes this chance and goes after Odeon.
Desperate.
Yeah, he's been betrayed by somebody, and you can see it in his many eyes. Roll those hits. Everyone hit but one. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have 7 heads anymore. He has 6 heads. So everyone hit but one, except so it's 5 hits.
need to re-roll all of those because you rolled wrong.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23 damage. All of a sudden, you just see him rise up, and 6 heads just start pounding into Odeon on the ground. Yeah. Odeon's still alive, but you don't know what kind of condition he is. You just see the damage, just like all these heads just pounding him into the ground. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Okay, it is now. Okay, hold on. Whose turn is it? George, save the day, George.
George!
Wait, come on.
Kill Kafra!
That would be hilarious. I'm not going to tell you the
would-
damage he's got to do. That's a hit.
16's a hit.
That's a
Oh.
hit, just.
Come on, George.
I will
let's
laugh
see.
if George is
What's
the one that kills
what's his
him.
attack damage?
His attack damage, if you must know.
If I gotta roll for it.
I do, ranged or claws?
Well, I
He's
guess
within clawing distance, he's within range.
he would
as well.
know. He would. Yeah. He would.
Claws?
Yeah.
Okay, so he comes running at him with claws. It's a 2d4 plus 1 pierce damage.
2d4 plus 1. Okay. 3. Oh,
She's just gonna start crawling right here. She's
7.
on her knees.
7?
yeah.
Oh my gosh, you see him just jump up and just tear one of the heads off. Just like, I mean, he goes Groot on him. And he just like rips it off. And it's just like intense and just like clawing it up. And you just see all the heads just turn, just like, what was that? And still alive, but you just see the blood coming out from all these different spots. And Kafra just like starts pulling back, but you see him just still tearing at him. It is now Elara's turn. Top of the round. Gosh, George almost. That would have been hilarious.
Funny.
That would have been so good.
Yeah.
George just. I almost wanted to do it, but I'm like, I'm sticking with it.
I'm going to shoot off
You know what's funny? Remember when I talked about how Odeon saw the prophecy of who killed him?
Mm-hmm.
Do your damage, do your shots, I mean, see what happens. That would be hilarious if that actually works out. Tallied up, no cheating, nothing. Do your rolls. Let's see
What
if you...
happens though if I hit him twice, but the first shot kills him?
You just hit him twice.
So can I hold off on the second attack to see how it happens, and then, or?
Yeah, it is an extra attack based off of if you do your first attack. So yeah, technically. So do your first roll and see if it hits. That's a hit. 12 plus your, what is it? Yeah. So that's, I mean, anything pretty much past the 10 for her is an automatic hit for most creatures.
Yeah.
She also has a really high dexterity. She has an 18.
Right.
Because of her, I increased all of her levels because we hadn't done that since
17 damage.
17 damage. How do you want to do this? He knows that you're gonna kill him. He saw it in the vision that you were the one that killed him. How did he see you kill him?
I don't know. Just with an arrow.
Like, where are you putting it?
Where it will do the most damage. Where is there like a head that's like the head?
It doesn't seem that way, but you figure the heart is
Find
a
the
pretty
heart
good
then.
spot. You don't quite know, but with that, it hits it. It just sticks right into it, and he's rearing up, just getting to go back on Odeon and just tear him to pieces. And he barely sees it. Now, the corner of his eye, he sees you draw and fire, and you just see, like, in almost like a slow motion, it go into him and just, like, go out the back. And you just see just, like, this blood just out the back. And you see him grow woozy, and he kind of, like, goes back into his normal form. And you see him just clutching, and you just see, like, huge like gashes where like his heads would come out, and you just see him look up at you and just bewildered, and he just like stumbles a little bit and then just falls flat dead. And You don't hear it, but you feel just suddenly like everything shudder a little bit. A seal is unlocked. You feel something change, you especially. The last of the Yuan-Ti Brotherhood are killed, and something opens. A beam of light crashes through the ceiling, and your father's standing there as he comes crashing in with, and he's holding a big, huge sword. You broke a seal that had permanently he'd made a deal with to not be able to come and fight. They broke it. You broke it. You opened it. You didn't know that, but that's what like it's all like coming in. You're like, oh. So because of that, Azrael's now come to help you fight Saros.
Cool.
All right, so
Cool.
now I'm going to.
Daddy's home.
Who said that?
Huh?
Is that what you said?
He didn't. Azrael didn't say that. He just comes down. He says nothing, but he just kind of looks at you and smiles. He said, "I told you I'd be with you."
Okay, so then now.
Good choice to kill him first.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
I love when you guys don't uncover things, but accidentally just stumble your way through amazing fights.
Well.
No, it's good.
Weirin's pissed at Serhas, but he's more pissed at the
At Kafra.
the
Well,
Brotherhood.
your arch nemesis is dead.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna use
Well,
my
besides Amonius.
Right.
enfeebling arrow on Saros.
Okay.
So that's hit target takes 2d6 necrotic damage.
Okay. What were you, Azrael?
And okay. And he is now my sworn enemy, so swift death.
It is a swift death.
18.
An 18, that's a
I'm
hit.
gonna, oh,
There's your papa. That's what he looks like.
okay. Or 21, because I have
The
advantage.
page.
So 18 or 21.
Okay. And he's large, so he's like a good 2
Um,
feet taller than you.
7.
It's always nice to have an angel pop in to fight a god. It's kind of useful.
Yeah.
Okay,
God
so
slash demon.
12 with just the arrow. 12 damage with just the arrow.
Mhm.
And then now I do 2d6. Ten? Wait, yeah.
Okay. Damage.
Yeah. So, how much did I say it was the first one? 12 the first one, and then
Yep.
10 the second.
That's all I have. I'm sorry, I was adding that up. Okay. Yeah, so
And then you have there's a Constitution saving throw.
I was going to ask. Okay.
If it fails, it's
It
save.
fails with a 1.
Okay. All damage
He didn't expect
from
that. He was a
this
little
spell-
surprised by
all-
Azrael popping through the ceiling.
All damage from this spell is halved until the start of my next turn.
That's great. All right.
Wow.
Kalali, still raging, goes in for a reckless attack.
Is that
She
the
gets
name of her
advantage.
attack? Is reckless attack?
Yes. Which gives her advantage on her attacks, which is good because it wouldn't have hit otherwise. She throws a spear like you've never seen, just sticking it in like its side, just really, really painful looking. And she rolled a 9. Nice. All right. I think she got those nice ones. All right. I mean, she doesn't do much damage, but enough poking and anything gets hurt. All right. Now it is Weirin's turn.
All right.
You just saw your
right.
nemesis and your dad just arrive,
Yes.
which is a huge shocker to everyone because he's been awfully silent.
Right.
But good thing you prayed,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
and that you're in your ranger form because
Right.
you're connected because he knows what's going on.
Right.
All things just happen to work out for you guys.
So. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. It's kind of long. Considering the haste and everything. So, first I'm gonna fire a lightning arrow at Serhas. New spell.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, using my crossbow. Okay. Well, yeah, that's got to be a hit. To a 24.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a pretty high AC, but
right.
24 is pretty good.
Let's see, so 13. See, does he take the normal crossbow damage plus the lightning damage, or is it's just the lightning damage?
Crossbow and the lightning.
Oh, he takes both? Okay.
Yeah. Anytime there's a magical arrow, like you're putting something onto it,
Right.
you do the normal attack plus,
Okay.
unless it specifically says otherwise. Like Ashley's has a couple. Alara's has one where it's just like it hits. You know, just no matter what, it will hit. Seeking arrow, I think it is.
It's 21.
Yeah, we have to
I
roll.
love that you guys unleashed Azrael. Oh, this could have been close. I mean, it's still going to be close, but
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see, so. Let's see, wait a second. It's 38.
wow, nice.
38 damage on the lightning arrow. And then I'm going to use a bonus action to Misty Step up to Serhas. Pull on my Necrotic Shroud. And tell Serhas, probably actually like whisper it to him, like, like
An intimidation
just
of
like
sorts.
menacingly,
Uh-huh.
basically just like, your leaders on the earth have been wiped out. Human civilization, as you know it, will forget who you are. And
Nice.
and
Inspiration.
You,
That's awesome.
You will be barred from ever entering this world. I'll see to it. Okay, so here's I'm gonna do a double attack with my longsword here,
Okay.
using the Necrotic Shroud / planar entity stuff.
So you're using your Fallen Asimar ability, Necrotic Shroud?
Yeah, I pulled that on before I said that to him.
Yes.
Because I wanted to like, yeah, basically be all I can be. Okay, alright, 2 attacks. Okay, so that would be 19. And let's see. Plus does a probably not. I'm gonna use an inspiration point. Use another one. So, okay, alright. So, okay. 2d10. Let's see.
All right. So what was the highest one you got?
19.
19. Yeah, it's a hit.
Okay, d10 plus. Okay, sweet. 10. So 10 damage plus 1 frost plus. So that's 10, so 21. And then he also takes 12 necrotic damage.
So
And can he probably can't be scared, can he? Because he would have to roll a saving throw if he can.
we'll see.
Because of my shroud. On intimidation, on the frightened.
You rolled a
he's-
natural one.
He's frightened. Wow.
Believe it or not, gods can be afraid. We rolled a natural one. You see it just like shift, and you just hear his voice. Because before you kind of heard a little bit, and he just said, you know, you can't quite understand it, but you kind of hear him gasp, like an audible gasp, and you see your father just like kind of chuckle, and you see him like his chest like right up, just like he's just like, let's do this, and he's actually springing into action right after you. He's now moving with you.
And that was just one hit.
Yeah, that was a good one. Azrael, it's good to write your name down. All right, Azrael. he makes 2 greatsword attacks. These greatswords are amazing. 16 and an 18 to hit. Both are hits. 46 plus 8. Doesn't seem like much, does it?
4d6. That's a lot. Plus
know.
8, yeah. Jeez.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That was the first one.
Was that plus 8?
That was the first one.
Oh, okay.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So 23 on his first one. And then he swings again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he does hit. Alright, so here we go. Let's count this up. What was the first one?
23.
23. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 28.
Wow.
And then plus 68 radiant damage on both of them. Could you please? Yeah, thank you. I have it here, but it's a lot of numbers.
Plus how much?
68 radiant damage, so I'm going to do that real quick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Math, everyone. D&D is a lot of math. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58 radiant damage. That was
So that's
a lot.
109.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good thing you called in pops.
Jeez.
109.
Uh,
Well, he's
that would be a one-hitter for me.
his challenge is 21.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Right.
you don't want to get in a fight with this guy. Okay, 100 and what?
109.
Sweet. All right, now it is Tim's turn.
Alright, Tim.
Tim kills him.
Right.
What is that?
3.
That's a 9.
9. Oh.
That's actually a miss.
Actually.
The way he came in just like carved and he like took off like his tail and
This
like
is radiant,
a leg
too.
and just his body just
Yeah.
erupted with it.
Yeah.
Luckily, if he was undead, he would be dead
Yeah.
because it would just like double the
Right,
radiant damage.
right,
But yeah. Anyway, Tim misses. Saros gets his turn. He looks at.
Remember, all his damage is half.
Ooh, thank you for reminding me. He rolls a damage. Rolls attack. I mean, he rolled a 7, but that was his first attack. He rolled a 6 on his second attack.
Wow.
What bad luck for him.
Wow.
That's not great.
He's not doing
I was
well.
kind of hoping he would. I would imagine from those kind of blows, though, it
Right.
would put him off a little bit.
Staggering a bit.
He does launch this ray and it just fries the wall. 2 of the pillars just crumble and like part of the ceiling goes down. It's luckily in the front, so it seals off the front area. But
Plus he's frightened.
yeah, it would have been
Besides
bad
being
if that
damaged,
hit
yeah.
somebody, but
Yeah.
it missed. All right. Now I'm gonna skip all the little guys if that's okay with you guys,
Yeah,
George and
yeah.
Tim, just so we can.
They're only doing like 7 damage.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a waste at this point.
What about Salik?
Salik is coming in with his move right now. It's just about to do it. Odeon is okay. Alright. So he actually comes in and heals Odeon for.
You use a potion, the greater potion, or
Yes. Oh, are you kidding me?
I rolled crappy on mine too.
1, 2, 1, 4.
Yeah. I think I got 7 out
I
of
mean, it's something.
mine. Yeah.
I mean, Saros hits him again, it won't matter, but maybe by 1 it might save his life. Alright, he tried. Alright, it is now.
you don't know what I had to do to get
It's
those.
Khafra's turn. Oh, wait, you're dead. George? I mean, he almost killed. Alright, let's go. Alara, you're up.
Anyway, I'm going to
You wanna try
use
this on
my grasping arrow which is
Just
poisonous
magic
bramble,
Right.
grab the target,
Just
takes
potato.
2d6 poison.
You got this. And if you want, you can also shoot Salik. Just because you need an extra target.
Natural 20.
Nice.
On my second. but
We
it
haven't
has
hit
the
any
advantage.
natural 20s on any hits. The only one that's done that is like Tim or something.
Yeah.
Go Tim!
Plus 3.
Tim's too wounded to fight, and I don't think he would at this point. He's like, you got this.
You got it.
He's kind of like a dog. He's not gonna go charging.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm like getting.
I know, sorry, we're running a little bit longer than we normally do, but
No,
we're,
it's okay. I'm like
surprisingly
making sure
close.
she's not going to fall over.
yeah.
Okay. So for the
Oh.
arrow,
Crit chart.
9,
Oh yeah.
We can't forget a crit chart. I can't do that. Especially at the end.
18 with just the arrow.
I mean, compared to the 100,
And then-
everything we do is like,
And it was a critical, so
18 double.
okay. And then now for poison damage, I don't know if you can take
Okay,
poison, but I don't know if you can take poison, but here it is. 2 and 1, 3.
He takes it, yeah.
And then he gets an additional 2d6 slashing if he tries to move, but he can do a strength check to escape.
He's,
So you did how much poison damage?
3.
It's
Uh,
36 plus 3.
he
39.
thrashes out of it. He rolled a 19.
Okay.
But he does take damage because he's.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Trying to
so
get out
he
of
takes additional 2d6. Do
Yeah.
I roll that? 3.
19,
I keep
21,
rolling 2s and 1s.
That's 42.
D6.
Yeah. Okay, so you just see him thrashing through these brambles. It just you've never seen this much with this arrow because normally it's just a small space, but it almost encases him. It was so heavy because of the natural 20.
Right.
He's tearing through it, but it's also tearing through him. Now roll your crit chart, please. Now it's your D100 and a 10. Let's see what you did. If it
Well,
helped us.
No, yeah. 80 or 58.
58. All right.
She's doing really well setting up right here. I'm impressed. She's having fun. With somebody's toys. I don't know. She looks back at me like, Mom.
Okay. It must make a DC Constitution saving throw. He rolled a 3. He does not beat the 15 that it needed, despite his bonuses. Many bonuses, by the way. He doesn't get through it, but what happens to him, he becomes, in a way, terrified, which would make sense at this moment. The next person to attack it gets advantage on their attack against it, and it gets disadvantage on its next attack. So, yeah, that's not good for him because he's already been missing. Gosh.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I want my guy to like hurt you guys because it's like it's an end battle, but at the same time, I don't want to kill you. But hey, it's working out.
He's taking a third of my health.
Gosh, I know Odion's paced. Speaking of Odion, he didn't do his turn. He just kind of sat there. I'm letting that 64 sink in.
Yeah.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
All right, now it is Wiren's turn.
Is it?
Well, Kalali's not moving. She's like out of javelins.
All right.
She's not gonna just run at this god. Like she's not stupid.
I'm gonna Zephyr Strike it
And her rage went out.
with advantage. So natural 20.
Ooh, nice. I'm sorry if that was loud. I was close to the computer when I did that. The prince came from the dead.
Ooh, nice.
It sounded like Prince.
Okay.
Have you
So
heard him do that? He does the exact same sound.
3,
I'm tired, guys. You can't listen to me.
7, 4, 14, 18,
Holy crow.
23. So that's gonna be.
Oh yeah, crit chart too.
Yep. It's gonna be
You guys.
46.
But it does it to
You
you
keeping
guys.
track of all the things that apply to him?
I'm writing them all down.
Okay, that's 46 plus.
46 damage.
Yeah, and then that's my first attack.
Yeah. If you roll another natural 20.
And 44 on the crit.
44 on the crit.
Oh, I only did
Whatever that is
You
on
did
the chart.
almost as much as your dad.
Well, no. No. I'm.
Huh? Oh, sorry, the crit chart. I was like,
yeah, no, I haven't.
like
I haven't.
46 plus 44.
No,
I'm like,
no.
dang, what did you do? I was gonna ask.
Yeah, no.
So 44 was the. Okay.
I only
See,
did one of my attacks.
The first, so the damage is 46, but I got a 44 on the crit chart.
Shocking violence. You and those that are making melee attacks against this target get advantage for the remainder of the encounter.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
so good.
All right, I'm gonna make my second attack.
Because they could do that to you though.
I forgot
I
about
wanted
my
that to be
second
clear.
attack.
Yeah.
They can do the exact same thing, huh?
I forgot about my second attack. I was so like. critical.
I'll let
Oh.
you do it on your next one.
Jeez.
I will allow it since it's the last battle, and he's a god, so every point counts.
So I'm actually going to blink up onto his back using distant strike.
Like towards the head or like just on its back because it's a long body.
Right, I imagine I'm probably not all that close to the head, but maybe I am. I don't
You
know.
are. It
So
felt-
that
it's-
is what I would do then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're up
Um,
towards the like neck.
Mm-hmm.
area.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's
Yeah.
more of a neck, head, skull area.
And 24 on the strike.
Is that your new ability that like move up attack?
distant strike? Yeah.
I love
so
that.
it's
That's a cool one.
so any unoccupied space I can blink into.
Nice. That's really
between
cool.
attacks. Yeah.
Rangers, Horizon Walker, pretty cool.
If there were more targets, I'd be able to make extra attacks. But
Can you imagine that? Just like
Right.
just kill like everything
Right?
around you.
Yeah.
That can be really cool.
Yeah. Okay. 10, 4, 3, 7, 6. That is 13.
13 damage.
Is that right? I feel like I'm missing something.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Total.
For that second attack, yes.
How do you want to kill this god?
Well, I'm on its head, so I imagine just forcing the blade down into its brain.
Do you want to know how many hit points you got it by?
Seros, I banish you!
If you hadn't got, if you had got 10, that would have been
Really?
too little. You
Yeah.
got 13, so
Yeah.
you just got him.
Yeah.
You guys pulled it off. If you had not killed the Kafra first, I don't think you guys would have made
Would have
it.
got it, yeah.
Nah, because it was
Well, yeah.
it was doing its
100
legendary
damage
attacks,
from,
but if it had done like its full attacks on you guys and hit you, because if it can hit multiple people, but you guys
Uh-huh.
weren't standing right next to each other,
Right.
but that could have gone bad either way. Okay, so tell me how you do it. So you say you.
So yeah, I'm up on its head already, and yeah, I'm forcing my sword down into its brain, and essentially I'm basically saying, Serhas, may you never visit our plane for another 1,000 years.
Okay. As you do so, you feel that that's exactly what's going to happen. You bury the sword inside its skull, and you just feel it writhe, and it's tossing you about on top of it. I need you to roll a strength saving throw.
Strength saving. 14.
Okay, you manage to just hang on as it's just flipping you around. It's crashing into pillars. The whole place is just like like threatening to fall. And as you just let go of your sword because it's just getting out of control, it just starts to like crumble even with the sword on top of it and just falls. And your sword just to the floor, and then he's gone.
I imagine we're in maybe did like a planar banishment of some kind. Being
Yeah.
a Horizon Walker.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
He kind of opened up his own portal
Yeah.
and just like sent it,
Yeah.
and it's gone, and it's like into like a jail for 1,000 years. You basically just killed and good job, guys. I mean, 100.
So he's gone.
He's gone. You guys won.
Okay.
You won the campaign.
Alright, I run over to my father and I give him my greater potion.
And he's just watching all of this from the throne, just like it's all close by. He's just like, please don't smash me. All right, you give him the potion, and do you want to roll the healing, or do you want me to do it?
And
Oh, he's plenty good.
I am going to call forward Gunther, my healing spirit.
Oh yeah, the badger.
Yeah.
Good old badger. He just kind of like.
Yeah.
This is like a little
Yeah.
Oh, I probably should have
ethereal
let you
thing.
do that first before I use it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, at
We're
this
done.
point, it doesn't matter. You hear just like everything just calm. You hear the fighting in the city just suddenly stop. You hear people like start cheering. It seems that when it died and when everything happened, the Yuan-Ti just started dropping. Odeon also drops. He's not dead, but he's just like suddenly just like becomes like lethargic and just kind of like starts like withering a bit. Does that make sense? It seems like it was a sort of once Serhas gave these powers to the Yuan-Ti, Serhas being killed and then banished. On top of it, it is pulling the power from them that they'd received. So you did fulfill your promise to wipe out the Yuan-Ti.
Cool.
Because you actually just literally did that. Good choice of words, by the way. So you see Odeon fading. Good job, Billy. Good job. Good job staying awake the whole time. Poor mama.
So
Your eyes go wide.
Every day of my life,
seeing this
guys.
happen to Odeon, I approach my father and apologize. I tell him,
Like, do you like kneel? So
yeah.
Explain to me how this happened.
Yeah, I would approach and kneel in front of him and say I had
Okay, Dad's
no
turn.
awareness of the foul priests capturing you and taking you out of the game, basically.
Yeah.
And I tell him, however, this one, Odeon has been a true companion and become a true friend. Is there anything that you could do to bring him out of his control that Serhas has had on him and out of his transformation caused by these evil creatures?
I want you to roll religion.
Natural 20.
That's really like it.
Normally no. But natural 20s change games and save lives.
Wow, guys.
That's pretty epic.
Wow.
Don't worry, he's just laughing. Anyway, so
She gets kind of nervous.
he
when
looks
I was
he looks
laughing so
down,
much today.
and Azrael says, "I don't have the ability to do what you ask, but I can give up something of myself to make him something else, because he's been perverted by this creature of the depths." And so you see him walk up and he says, "Is this what you want?"
He's asking me.
Yeah. I will do this for you.
I tell him, yes. For
So,
Odeon, yes.
so he looks over at you, puts his hand on your shoulder, and he says, "You're a better person than I ever was." And he walks over to Odeon, and you see him like just pick him up, just like this like frail, just like withering away, like literally withering away, like almost like Castle did when the mummy destroyed him. He was like being desiccated, he's just dying.
Bring
Suddenly,
up another dead character.
suddenly you see his body start to become whole, and your father's aura was like glowing, and suddenly it's not. And he seems to get like smaller. He's no longer like 7 feet, 8 feet tall. He's now like 6 feet tall. And then Odeon looks normal, and he's actually no longer has scales. He no longer has like these like slit eyes, because he was hiding them all along. But they're just this natural, like dark brown eyes. And then the faceless one shows up. And he looks at what's going on. He's like, no, he's mine. He's just like, "What are you doing?" you know, you have no authority, and what he did, he's no longer a warlock. You just see, like, you can, like, sense that he's just, something's changed, like, completely. And the Faceless One, with that natural 20, has no power to take him, because he was going to. And at this moment, you just see him Odion comes to life, and you just see him breathe. His first breaths as a normal person in who knows how many years. And your father is now mortal.
Wow. He was willing to do that.
Yeah. He did what he wanted to do. He has nothing else to protect. I mean,
Wow.
if you said you wanted this, that's what he gave up. Natural 20.
Yeah.
You can't stop a natural 20. But basically, the Faceless One just like gets angry and says, "I'm not done with you," and then he just disappears.
You said that to where?
Yeah.
Too weird. Yeah.
He's mad.
Yeah. But Azrael smiles, and then he just says, "Well, I'm gonna need a place to stay." And he smiles, and he puts down the massive sword that's way too heavy for him now. And he just looks around the room at all of you, even the weird creatures that you guys have with you.
You look at me now.
The weird
Weird
creatures. She just loves my necklaces.
Delicious.
Anyway, he just says, "Well, what now?" He's like, "I've been cast out before, but this is a little different."
You're the ancient being. You tell us.
This
No.
is our kingdom now.
Yeah.
Well, let's take over the world.
From what I saw, they've it seems like Jabur has claimed this land. Where will we go?
Well, we're heroes.
I'd say Jabur owes us a few favors.
All right, so now comes a moment of truth, because we could play these characters in the future, or you can decide to say what happened in the future with them, and I will make it that way in the
Right
text.
now.
Yeah, that's how this works.
Right now. I didn't think about this at all. I thought we were gonna die.
Well, yeah.
I was like, we're dead.
He basically told his dad, who was like a demigod, to give up his powers to save his friend.
Well, he probably wasn't expecting him to give up
Well,
his...
yeah. Well, he said save him, and he was dying, and he was like, "Well, I have to give him something." And
Well,
They like play catch at the yard. They get a dog.
no, I mean, tell me your
Settles
best.
down.
You can say your best story, or you can be like, we can play these guys later, and you want to head somewhere.
I could say at the very least, Weirin would take Azrael to Kry's resting place. At the very least.
Okay.
And would maybe get him back to Zast.
Mm-hmm.
To maybe interact with the people or lead the people or
Teach
whatever,
them, yeah.
since
Since he is the one they
physically
worship.
present.
The
For
actual,
once.
yeah. Well, he had a problem.
Yeah.
He made a deal with Saros not to intervene, and same thing with him, but he broke it, and they broke him.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah.
And I think that we would go...
You go your separate ways.
Yeah.
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 Probably.
Odion has nothing left. He follows you. So
I go
what
with
does
my
Martin do?
father, and we're gonna go and work on cleaning up the Eldari.
So you're gonna start taking out
Yeah.
the corrupt Eldari, which is a big deal.
The
That's a
corrupt
hard thing to do.
Inquisitors and all that.
That in
We're
itself
gonna-
could be a campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna work on that,
Yeah.
and maybe we might meet up
Yeah.
again. I might need their help.
Everyone's gonna stay that level. So if something happens in the future, and you guys want to play with them, absolutely can. Odion no longer is a warlock. He no longer has any magic, but he's one heck of a sword fighter. So he's learning from your pop how to learn how to use a sword. He's kind of taken up the ways of a monk. And as it Kensei, it's a style of fighting. Basically, he becomes like one with his sword. So he saw the way your father went in there and just like took these two huge fights, and he's just like, I want to learn how to fight like that.
Yeah.
And so he goes with you and becomes a warrior priest in Zast. Whether he stays with you if you keep traveling, he's gonna stay there in Zast and learn. And make
What
that.
about Kalali?
Kalali goes wherever you go.
No.
She
We're friends.
she's like your best friend forever.
I knew we could be friends.
Don't worry, don't you get him. So Kalali follows you.
My little-
And Tim grows up. He gets huge. Do you set him free in the wild, or does he come with you?
He won't go away.
So he's large. So pretty much everywhere you go, you've got like to feed this big thing.
No,
But
he feeds himself.
he
And
has-
that's what I say. If you can't feed yourself, then you need to leave.
Your responsibility, boy.
and you've grown a bond with him to the point where he understands and you understand him. George, he goes to the. Oh, by the way, here's what happens. You go to the tree.
Mhm.
Big problem. The blight have taken over the entire town. That in itself could be a thing. They haven't like killed anyone. They're not aggressive, but there's something dark about the tree. And unfortunately, your father has given up his powers. But you might want to start looking for some kind of like artifact to stop this from being a bad thing. I mean, because it could be a
Do
good
they
thing.
still listen
Yeah.
to him?
Who?
The blight.
Yeah.
They do.
I mean, like listen to a point. Like they understand you.
Yeah.
And they don't like attack anyone because you told them not to. You said guard the town, and they are guarding it.
Yeah.
Like anyone that comes in the town, they just like kick them out or like try to kill them. So like the whole town's pretty much abandoned and overrun. But there's also they're starting to like head into the underground area, like Underdark, and who knows what effect that will have.
Huh.
But that happens later, and this all worked out perfectly for the campaign that we did. The first campaign we ever did. Yeah. Anyway, so is there anything else you'd like to add? I mean, this is your last moments with these guys for a while. How did you guys say goodbye? Like, what did you talk about?
Firm handshake. See you later.
Basically, yeah.
We saw some stuff. Really? Like,
And we have our rune stones.
Yeah.
That's
So-
true.
So you keep in
That's true.
contact. Hey, what'd you eat today? Oh, crazy. Squirrel again.
We keep, every night.
So you guys talk. Okay. Still talk.
So
That's
What'd you do
Like
today?
walkie-talkies.
Oh, well, we wiped out a hole.
Should I leave you with a sinister
Hey,
cliffhanger?
you know those
I'm just kidding, I don't
trees?
have anything.
They pretty much wiped everything out, and nobody's around anymore.
I knew it.
So the world is shocked. I guess I have a little thing that I was gonna kind of talk about. So from a different perspective, a slave in El Jadra is removed from his chains. His old eyes watch as thousands of people are being ushered from the city to be relocated to homes. Freedom is just it's unbelievable for people that have been slaves as long as they have. The world has heard of the great immortal empire, the Kemet Empire falling. The king and his sons, I rolled for, died in battle. The army is crushed. There's rumors that there were snake people. They feel like people like over-exaggerated a little bit. But upon entering the throne room, they did discover a very large creature that was slain, and everyone knew it was slain by Elara of Seranus and Weirin. And that's all they know. They don't know who you are. Everyone figures you to be like folk heroes, much like
We conquered, and we disappeared.
kind of like Troy happened, but there was like heroes in the battle, and whether they're real or not, no one really knows. But everyone thinks, oh, these cool stories of Weirin and Elara, these amazing people that fought and killed a god, and it's like it makes the story more exciting and totally unbelievable. But the only ones that really know it are the people that walked in that day. The Prince Rathus ended up becoming king because their king actually died in battle.
Is
as
he a
well.
good king?
He is a good king.
Okay.
He learned a lot from his father being crazy. But they now rule the whole south, which is now a big problem because the empire, the actual Zentarian empire, is they're very open to like taking over the world, and they could never take the sand. So now it's going to be a conflict there. You guys have created. By the way, those that don't know this, I had a campaign. This was not it. These guys from the beginning did things different, and it turned into this. And it wasn't happening. I wasn't going to do this like epic, let's overthrow the world type thing. Let's kill a god. but it turned out that way because I had set rules where Azrael went, what Serhas is doing, what are conditions, but that was like option 17.
Yeah.
But here we are. We freed slaves. You killed the Yonti like you promised. You're both alive. Odeon survived just because you. I mean, he was supposed to die a long time ago because he was going to betray you. But everything you guys did changed, and I think that's my favorite part about D&D. In the 50-something hours that we did this, is that you never know what's going to happen. But it's been a long run, and we loved it. And I think that it died or froze hours ago.
It probably died.
Oh no!
That would be hilarious.
How long ago?
Who knows?
It says it's still going.
Oh well, if it's still going, we appreciate
Yeah.
you. It's just frozen on my screen. Maybe I'll refresh.
Yeah, it's still going.
Oh, it's still going. I'm like, crap. Did I just like that whole end sequence we just didn't get? Oop, joined late. Well, it's all right. You can watch it again. It's actually really worth it. This episode was really good. Not like the other. Just don't, I'm just kidding. But yeah, thank you all for watching, for being a part of this whole experience. We've been learning. We're now gonna move. I know it's like 15 to like 70 people ish per video, so it's not like a ton. But to us, that's a lot because we're just a few guys and a baby. It's different, but now we're going to switch to editing, so it's going to be a little bit different format, but we will definitely still respond to you like you do in the comments. I'm very, very active, so please, by all means, do so. Thank you for watching. This is the end of Defenders of the Lost. Who knew it would happen? Here we are. Never finished a campaign. Everyone always like quits somewhere in the middle. Thank you so much, and may your rolls always be natural ones, just not natural ones. Goodbye.